Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share a Beer 547. Today is Saturday, April 4th, and it's the end of week 4. And my question is, how is your environment? Meaning, how's your environment literally looking? When you actually do get out and drive around a little bit, is it looking a little clearer? Are your skies not as brown with smog? How is your environment? How is your house? Um, are any of you guys sick? Any common colds, any flus, any sort of that thing? Has that been reduced? The people you talk with, maybe if you do go to work, are you noticing as many people sick or any of that sort of thing? What are you hearing on the news in your local areas? Is there as many people going to the hospital, minus the COVID stuff, minus the big C word there, the 19? Is there, are the cases down? Or some hospitals even getting patients, more than just a handful or so a day? I can kind of report in my area. I know of a few hospitals that twiddling their thumbs, kind of don't have much going on. When you report to people through the news, through the media, and so forth, don't go to the hospital unless you're absolutely dying or you think you have the virus. They're not. And so even hospitals are kind of in a shortage. Some of them, the ones that aren't in New York, apparently. But just kind of wondering what your environment's like. We'll be asking as well, what are you watching on TV? With all this home time, what are the latest series you're watching, man? What are you watching on Netflix? What network are you watching? What app are you watching? What are you watching, period? How are you passing your time? So, but what we're going to start doing is this is week 4. We asked the question now 4 weeks ago in week 1, what was it going to be like at week 4? And now we'll ask the question later in the show, what do we think is going to happen at week 8? Where will we be at week 8? Where will we be at week 6? And we'll get into some of these things. But right now, I just kind of want to get back to some normalcy, talk about the beers we're having, cover that, do the malt liquor report, have some fun, and then get into the more serious stuff after the malt liquor report, right? So what are you having, Mark?
I'm having, was it last week I had the Basement IPA from Scofflaw Brewing here in Atlanta. Well, now I'm having the Pog Basement. Passion fruit, orange, and guava version. That is, it's Pog Basement by Scofflaw. And a 12-pack, 16 ounces was $16.99 at the liquor store. So that's a good price. And it is full on guava is up front, and then you do get the orange. I don't get passion fruit, but maybe I'm not real familiar with what. But the guava is definitely both aroma and flavor. It's a nice IPA.
On this
7.5%.
There's no description on this one.
Huh? Let me see.
That's weird. I'm showing you in here.
Yeah, I just logged in like, we got National Beer Day 2020 today, so just make sure you check in something. Today must be National Beer Day.
Yeah, National Beer.
No, there isn't. Yeah, I've had it before. It's been a while, I guess, but yeah. Well, no, it's so good. No descriptions needed.
Yeah, no. So good. Exactly. We've got 24,000 ratings on here. 366 in the last 30 days. 7.5%.
Yeah.
45 IBUs.
I found something on the can a couple nights ago that surprised me because I didn't think it would pass. Because each state has to approve the labels, and Georgia being Georgia, kind of in the Bible Belt, I didn't think this one would get by. But it says, recycle this shit.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow.
Wow.
You know what? That's so tiny that honestly, that might have they might not have seen.
Yeah, I mean, it had to get by because, that's funny.
It's amazing what things can slip by groups of people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time There's probably other beers with, the shit and that type of thing on it.
Right.
I thought that was kind of funny.
That is, yeah.
Because think about some of the other ones that have been rejected, various names of beers, and
Kind of strange names, that innuendo and that type of stuff.
didn't Flying Dog have a lot of trouble with Raging Bitch for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, good point. So we've got a few in here. We got Vega that chimed in malt liquor. And then Bum gave a couple of comments here. May possibly drink my 40 of Blue Bull.
Balls? Oh, Blue Bull. Okay. Blue Balls. Kind of cold there in Pittsburgh.
We have 40 ounce that said malt liquor.
40 ounce Causer.
Treatment and cure.
40 ounce Causer. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've recommended malt liquor as the treatment and cure of the 19. Thank you very much. Cheers, Causer. So cheers, you guys, malt liquor. And then we have one from, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped Chris here. Every day is National Beer Day, Mark. Hello.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, well, you don't need a holiday.
There's no holiday necessary.
Reason to drink beer.
Look at that comment from Vega. We are living in serious times.
Yeah.
This is a crisis.
He hopes we're good.
Yeah. I hope everybody is good.
Wow.
And by the way, I wish everybody good health, man.
Yeah.
I've been telling everybody, man, good health to you. Good health to you. You know what I'm saying? Just even if you do happen to drink malt liquor, it's still good health to you, man. You know what I'm saying? At least
as good a health as you can by drinking malt liquor.
It's good. Yeah. Maybe this will help the crisis in your head, the swelling and stuff. Maybe that'll help it
go down a little bit.
Go down a little bit. Exactly. Yeah. Maybe it, is especially for the chairman. We've been watching, the mask is just really getting stretched out, and he has to pull and tug at it, and man. So maybe this will help that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the social distancing will bring some sense to these guys, and they'll have some good craft beer in their lives. And instead of dumping it down toilets and stuff, oh my God. Good smoke, though, and show respect. No charge when you get the smoke, damn it. So I'm going to crack one. Same one I've been having now. I'm getting rid of these damn things, man. These Budweiser Nitro Reserve Gold.
Rod J had one last night on his.
What did he say?
Yeah. I'd have to go back and watch. I was listening to him and I was doing a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Watching, I was only paying half attention. He was on for, my God, close to beating some of the marathons that you've had here, Joe.
Whoa.
Wow.
He was on at least 5-6 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
no doubt. What's up with that? Why is he trying to beat our record?
He's done that before. His shows, even the longest ones here, there's always some semblance of control. His shows totally go off the rails. People are arguing with each other, like legitimately arguing.
Really pissed off, right? Yeah.
His shows are a little more, shall we say, freewheeling than.
Well, I think J Vega's starting to recover, because if you guys croak, I will never get the chance to swell your eyes shut.
There we go.
There we go.
There's the hidden message right there.
Yeah.
That's more like the guy we know right there. So he's wishing you good health so he can pound the crap out of you. See, got to make it a fair fight,
All relative.
Yeah, it's all relative. So the Budweiser Nitro Reserve Gold, wow, I'm kind of surprised at only 1,500 ratings, 1,100 in the last 30 days, 5%, no IBUs rated, 3.14. So here's some look at the beer here. If you want to see some beer photos real quick, it's, give you a better look at than I can right now. The can's actually all right. And oh, look at that. 2 of them stacked.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Whoa. That guy's scary. Look at this. It's a cool looking can. I mean,
It
it's
is a cool, very cool looking can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at we got Jennifer in here. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Jennifer? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a cool looking can too.
Yeah, that oh yeah, nice. Nice. I see what you did there. Good job. All right.
Well played.
Exactly. Well played. So for anybody that don't know, they did put nitrogen in here. So woo, nice smoke out of the can. Pour it straight in, kids. Literally dump it upside down. You can hear that pour. You hear that? Yeah. And then just watch the cascading action happening from a Budweiser of all products. And the unique thing I think they did here was they put nitro without a widget. There's no widget in there.
Yeah, he ripped the can open to actually get in to see what, if anything, there was in the can. And
Yeah.
So how do they do it then? It must just be there. Yeah.
Yeah. It must. But you do get, I mean, it's a nice creamy head. I have to admit, it's better than regular Bud. I'm not saying it's effing great, but it's better than malt liquor. I mean,
does the nitro trick you into, I mean, giving it just the different feel? Does it trick you into?
absolutely. It's got to be a slightly different recipe because it has more of a maltiness to it. Actually, I haven't hated on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I guess I would buy it again. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not horrible. It's definitely the better. If I'm gonna drink Budweiser, I'd probably get this. You know what I'm saying? More than likely. It's not horrible. I'd agree with the rating. It's, if I were going to someone's house that I know drinks big beer, take a 12 of this, I think everyone's still happy. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. We got Chad in here, man. Chad's in the house. What's up, Chad? How you doing, brother? What is this? Isles at Hanford Supermarket are on way now.
One way?
One way now.
One way now. Okay. So
go in one door, out another, and
yeah. Now I think on that, let me read one more comment from him. Market Basket during the day is limiting 10 customers in their store at a time. And on that note, though, I went to a Walmart this past week. I don't want to get too deep into this just yet. We got to get to the malt liquor report here shortly. But I went to a Walmart in North Phoenix just Thursday, and they had, well, Walmarts generally have 2 entrances and exits on, an entrance and an exit at each doorway that they have. On the entrances on both those doorways, they had shopping carts upside down, caution tape around the shopping carts, and were making you go underneath the caution tape. It was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, that don't make much sense. You know how many disabled people you have coming to Walmart? You guys are asking for trouble. I mean, how does that stop the virus? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But then I heard today, I actually watched some news. I actually did. I on YouTube watched some local news. And there was a story on how Walmart was going to start limiting how many people come to the store. So maybe it's just a method of them slowing you down going into the store. They were going to limit it to as many people as could be in there per fire hazard or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like a strict number like 10, but as people came out, you could go in, sort of thing. So, and then they said on the story that Target is already doing that. And some of the other big ones, not exactly sure, but just on that note, real quick, what is Billy D? How has his week gone, man? What does he say about all this stuff?
Maskless once again.
Oh, is he protesting the mask?
No, he's just taking the same attitude as our president. We're just recommending that you wear a mask, but he's decided, yeah, I'm not going to though.
Is he going homemade mask, or his mask is being washed?
No, it's actually right here.
Face covering. Face
Yeah.
covering is what
Yeah.
we're calling it these days, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily a mask anymore, just a face covering.
Yeah. Well, like I say, until they make it mandatory, he's going to refrain.
Well, maybe we'll give the malt liquor community a little credit, and they were first ahead of the curve with the masks.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give them a little credit. Huh?
They're innovators in a lot of ways.
We've got the Modstrabator saying, "Oh no, you told the Modstrabator, call me."
Yeah, that's one of his normal comments that he makes to everybody. Call me.
He gave a malt liquor.
Yeah, I personally don't know the man.
Yeah, no, right. Don't want to know him. That's for sure, right? Yeah.
Based on some comments he's left, no, I don't think I want to know him.
Exactly. So, what does Billy D have for us this week?
Okay, we're gonna do this. Now's the time. Say goodbye to Billy D for the second week in a row.
Oh,
40.
Uh-oh.
You know what? We may even replace the pedestal this week to give a better view. There we go.
We have Adam saying cheers, fellas, and we've got Big Bear saying, Billy D, take care of yourself, buddy. Oh, look at this. We are going 40 right here on the show.
For the second week in a row, and mark my word, you will, for the rest of the history of this show, however long I'm on it, you will never see 240s consume 2 Saturdays in a row. Never, ever again. Never.
Yeah. Now watch out. You're close to not labeled out right now.
Yeah. I did fairly well last week, so we're going to do this again. This is a regular Schlitz malt liquor, which is no longer available. I haven't seen this in Pittsburgh for years. I bought this back from Detroit, just like the Schlitz Boys last week. This expired last July.
Oh, wow.
So it's even older than.
There's the crack. Yep.
No smoke.
No smoke. There we go.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I caught my own cap toss too. Okay, let's see how.
After you drink it.
Yeah, here we go. Drum roll. Oh man, look at that. He's going in, kids. He's going in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Scared for him.
Woo.
Tasty and delicious.
Yeah. Let's.
Not as good as that Blue Ice last week. Nowhere near as good.
What is Schlitz anyway? Is that 5%, 6%?
This is
that 8?
5.9.
5.9. Okay.
Yeah, that Blue Ice was 8.2 last week. This is 5.
Okay. All right.
So, okay. Well, we'll get to the news here. First of all, we want to welcome back this past week the return of both 40-ounce Fear and Havana to live streaming. They both did live streams, and they're not doing it on StreamYard. There's some other platform called Prism that they both used. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but they both did their thing over Prism. And Havana's newest ID is called J Malt 138, as in JAY Malt 138. Yeah, that's like his 553rd new ID.
Exactly.
Right. A new one every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got to keep you on your toes, right?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
young.
So it was good to have Fear back on the live stream. He drank several Mickey's grenades and several craft beers during the stream. So anyway, okay, we're going to go here to the chairman. The chairman has been doing not quite as many videos as he normally has been doing. And I don't know if you noticed, he was absent from the chat last week, cussing us out.
Yeah. We got Ron jumping in here real quick.
So it was great to have Fear back on the
How you doing?
live stream.
All right, man. Can you get some headphones on or something? We're hearing a lot of ourselves back.
So anyway, okay, we're gonna go here. Oh yeah, there's a big chairman.
A lot of feedback there.
He didn't even hear your request yet, Joe.
Yeah, not yet. No, got delayed, but that's good, man. Mass rising. Nice, Jack's Abbey Mass rising. We'll have to get to that after the malt liquor report, my friend.
A Massachusetts beer.
Oh, right on. Yeah, he's still going here. What do we got here? Milkshake. What is this? Anybody recognize it? What is it? Something $2 milkshake? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Five. It says $5 milkshake.
Oh, $5 milkshake.
$5.
Okay. All right. We'll get to those ones right after the malt liquor report here, my friend. So continue there, Boom. You got the link in there already.
Yeah. Now, first of all, when we go to this, we'll eventually see the chairman will explain why he wasn't cussing us out last Saturday. Something happened. But before we get to that, this is pretty funny because he kind of forgets what he's drinking in the middle of the video here, Joe. Go to 740.
That's kind of surprising. I mean, all he drinks is malt liquor.
Yeah, I mean, how could you possibly forget malt liquor?
Yeah, he kind of slips up on what specifically which one he's drinking.
Oh yeah,
it's 740.
There's so much of it, and again, the head swelling and all that sort of thing is
suicidal like Nirvana.
What?
Hurricane bolted here.
Cool.
Hurricane.
Yeah, hurricane. Cool.
Well, yeah, it's
Hurricane bolted
Yeah,
here.
hurricane.
Powerful.
That's the
Throw
one.
yourself in a FEMA casket and be fucking done. We ain't got time for your bullshit.
Oh, that's a
Shut the
good one.
My Pillow guy. Oh, there he is. Right on cue.
Okay, just go to 11:45, Joe, and the
right.
chairman will explain why he was not with us last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
SWW fun fact. Saturday night.
You notice how he's got the COVID, the big 19 label here. He must have talked about it or that's something.
Oh, it's in every one of his video titles now.
Mucinex earlier in the day. Had a slight cough. Had a fever. Whole body ached.
Uh-oh.
And had a massive headache.
Uh-oh.
I sweated that shit out all the way through Sunday into Monday. Feel fucking great Monday night. Could have had the coronavirus, didn't even fucking know it, but I fucking powered through it. Because I enjoy delicious malt liquor day in, day out, day you in, day you out. Leave no fucking tour phone. Live up to my fucking promises. Unlike that Reggie, who can wear as many Walmart American flag t-shirts he can buy.
Speaking of Walmart.
Yeah.
But that fat asshole is Canadian to the core. That fat Canadian piece of shit. Fuck you, fat Canadian.
Yeah, fat Reggie. Yeah. Door
I'm
phone.
alive. Fucking Tiny Tim.
Yeah, Tiny Tim. Take that. Tiny Tim.
So the chairman might have had a touch of corona.
Yeah, that's actually pretty scary. I mean, even the chairman, huh, Mark? I mean, we don't necessarily want the chairman to.
No, I don't wish anything ill will.
No, we don't want. Joe, I know you don't want anything bad to happen to the chairman, even though he has wished you publicly to drive your 18-wheeler off a cliff.
Exactly. No, we don't want anything to happen to him because we need him to make more content.
He provides material for the Malt Liquor Report.
He's definitely more entertaining alive than dead. Like, then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't wish no ill will. Plus, the longer he's alive and healthy, it just gives us more content. It's just a win-win,
So
he's a content creator for Share Beer.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah, he's a Share Beer content creator, of course.
So yeah, the only other thing we have this week is a new one from Huffy 72. Pretty slow news week in malt liquor. If you just want to go to 820, Joe.
Okay.
And take it to the end or as long as you feel like it. It's nothing special, just him singing and dancing with his protective gear on.
I like the way he's got the whole suit on. He's all in, man. Uh-oh. I gotta mute you. I've been getting nuked too much to people.
Oh, okay.
They'll copyright me before I have a chance to even get off the air there.
Okay. Well, he's still giving the visuals there.
My sister sent me a picture of some guy in a Walmart, apparently, who had a literal Walmart plastic bag over his head and plastic bags on his hands, and he thought that was like a mask or something. Have you seen the photo of this guy?
No.
Oh my God, that's incredible! But so that's all we got today, Bum, for the malt liquor.
Unfortunately, that's all we got, and now I'm committed to finishing this stuff here.
40 ounces.
Well, thank you, Billy D.
I'm halfway. Usually I time it so that I'm done with whatever the malt liquor is. Unfortunately, we were short on content this week, so now I have to suffer through. But you know what? I'm going to reward myself when I'm done with this, and I'll show you my.
You deserve it.
Yeah, my reward for eating my cauliflower here.
Well, we thank Billy D very much for, again, an entertaining malt liquor report. Still works every time, baby. Works every time. and Ron, how you doing, my friend?
What am I drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I just finished this. These are Massachusetts brews.
Okay.
They're local. This is in Woburn, Massachusetts. I don't know if you're familiar with Massachusetts. This is Woburn.
Woburn, okay. How you spell that?
WOBURN, right?
Okay.
Yep.
WOBURN. It's pretty close. It actually touches Lexington from the history books of Lexington and Concord.
Okay.
It's right. It touches Lexington, and my town. I live right down the street from the brewery actually, and this is a really good brewery, Jack's Abbey.
Oh, okay. Mass Rising.
No. All of them. This is a good one. This is a double hop, but it's a lager. It's not an ale.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack's Abbey's, all their brews are lagers. They have another brewery they built next to the Jack's Abbey's called Springdale. And in that brewery, they produce ales and other types of beers. But in Jackson Abbey, it's only lagers. And this one's a real good IPL. You can see it.
Oh,
But it does say IPL on here.
You don't
Meaning
think
it,
IPLs.
yes, IPL, Indian Pale Lager.
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, different than IPA because this is bottom fermented.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting one here, my friend. Yeah, this is. Let me share the screen on this one real quick. You've got 34,000 ratings on here, 57 in the last 30 days, 8% ABV, 100 IBUs. Man,
Yeah.
last time you
Yeah.
see them numbers out of a lager. That's crazy. And
It is, right, for lager.
Cut through the haze to reveal the taste of American hops in Mass Rising, a double hoppy lager. We infuse this beer with increasing amounts of Mosaic, Simcoe, and how do you say that again, Bum? I know you've told me before. You not? Or
You cannot. You cannot.
You cannot. Okay. During the brewing process to maximize flavor, challenge the expectation of what a lager can be. So what do you think of it, my friend? What do you say, Ron?
It's it's 8% alcohol by volume.
Uh-huh.
It's well balanced. Even though it has 100 international bitter units, it's well balanced with the malts they're produced in this. It comes across not as a heavy or astringent hoppy beer. You know the hops are there, but they're more so in a floral, kind of a floral type taste and aroma, not a real hoppy flavor. You know they're Mosaic hops that are very flavorful and very the aromas of it, but blended with the other hops and the malt, it comes across and it's still crisp. So you know you're drinking a lager, but yet it's a hoppy lager. You would never find that like in a Budweiser or even like Pabst or Coors, which has that lager flavor and crispness, but then you don't taste the hops in those. But this one, because of being 100 IBUs, you do. So it's I give this like probably a 9 out of a 10. It really hits. Yeah, the reason I say so is because I wanted a lager that was really like an IPA, but no astringency, like a West Coast IPA, but not astringent. And this hit the mark. I could even say maybe a 10. I am a lager drinker. I enjoy lager beers a lot. I do know I'm saying it with a Boston accent instead of saying lager. I'm saying lager. Park the car.
Yeah, park. Yeah, park.
I grew up in Boston. I was born in Massachusetts. My elementary grades were right in the city of Boston.
Yeah.
So I got this Boston accent.
Did you get a lot of A's? Did you get a lot of A's in school? Huh? Did you get a lot of A's?
I didn't get any R's.
Yeah, no R's. No R's in school.
No R's. I mean, it's a tough accent because people right away know you're from New England, but yet in New England, we all have different accents. When I go up to Maine, I say to those people, "Wow, what an accent you have!" You know. But everybody thinks Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. New Hampshire is probably the only state where I don't pick up an accent on them. But Maine is something, they're really, yeah, like Canadians, yeah, and they have, their accent.
Rhode Island, too. The Rhode Island accent is.
Rhode Island, and my dad lived in Rhode Island when he was young. And actually, he was in the 9th grade, and he didn't get along with his stepfather. He lived in Newport, Rhode Island, and right before Christmas, he ran away from home. He walked from Newport, Rhode Island, crossed the bay towards where Tiverton Bridge is, that area there, to a city called New Bedford, the whaling city. His older sister lived in New Bedford, and he ended up living with her till he went into the CCCs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the CCCs.
No.
Civilian Conservation Act. It was it put people back to work. It was right after the Depression, and that was one of the projects that they had from 16-year-old boys up until they went into the Army. It was really structured like the Army, and what my dad did, the company and the unit he was with the CCCs, they sent him up to Rochester, New Hampshire, building bridges, wooden bridges that are still standing today when he was 17 and 18 years old. You only can be in that for, I think, close to a year and a half into the CCC, or you're ready to go into the Army. And so that's how come I know about Rhode Island, because I go down there a lot. His old house is still standing. And the people of Rhode Island, they're another a bunch that, like Johnny Carson in Nebraska, don't have an accent. You know, they talk without an accent.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't say his name, Johnny Carson, either. You know?
Yeah, I should be saying Johnny Carson.
Exactly. Yeah.
Carson. But I just go back to Carson. Johnny Carson. Yeah. I know it's a tough accent to get rid of.
So where are you at? In Massachusetts?
Right now, I'm in a town of Burlington. It's 17 miles northwest of Boston.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
We're right next.
Not far from Tom, then.
From where?
I think Tom jumps in the show from time to time, and I think he's from that same sort of.
Jump
farther west than
I'm
you.
not sure exactly where Tom is from specifically.
Yeah,
he knew.
If I remember right, he's not close
He's
to
north and west.
actually.
Yeah, he's out more western part of the state, like the middle of the state. I know who you're talking about. He's out in the western part of the state.
Okay, all right.
And they don't have an accent. They talk good.
Yeah, well, he still has a little bit. Yeah,
he does.
Little bit, and he's younger. Let me ask you, Ron. What's your environment like now? Getting more on the crisis that's happening right now, and we call this week 4 of the crisis, and we were asking in week 1 of it, where are we going to be at in week 4? Well, we're here now. We're here at week 4. And this was kind of what we consider the end of week 4, going into week 5 of this thing. And where are you at in your area? So, in other words, what does it look like now that there's social distancing and now that people are home, not as many people working, of course? What's your environment look like when you're out? Are the skies bluer? Is there less like pollution? Are you noticing less people sick just in general, like no common flu, no common cold? What sense are you getting just driving around town?
Well, what I found out today, for the first time in a few days, because it has been raining here for 3 days, no sun, just plenty of rain. But today, my wife has been going out shopping, and she went shopping today. First time she's ever worn a bandana over her face. She hasn't worn anything over her face. Today was the first day, because what's happening as I see the people out on the street, I live on a main street, and I can judge what's going on by watching people walk by. There hadn't been people for 3 days, but only because it was raining. Today the sun was out, and my wife pulled into the drive with all the bags. I went out there, and people were walking by. A couple was walking by, probably in their early 60s, and we chatted with them at a safe distance, and they felt like, and they didn't have masks on, and they felt like when they get down to the stores have put markers on the floor, and you've got to stay 10 feet apart from anybody. The cashiers have plexiglass up. Precautions are very well made in here in place to fight this virus. The people are that I've run across are in a good mood. I don't feel anybody. I've talked to all my relatives. I've got 3 brothers and a sister from New Hampshire down to Massachusetts. My youngest is a daughter. Everything has been really good and happy. Now, my oldest, he lives up in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest lives in Arizona. She's a nurse.
Oh, okay.
And I worry about her because she called today, and she was sad. She was really sad. I didn't talk. My wife was sitting next to me talking to my daughter, Michelle. And I could hear my wife saying, trying to get her out of being sad. And what had happened was her patient, the one that she was, her prime patient, because they have more than one, but this one was really sick. She was in there because of leukemia, and she was very sick. But she ended up passing away. She died. And it was my daughter who was with her. And what happened was my daughter, being a nurse, knew that she was going to transpire. She was going to die. So this hospital is not letting anybody in. But what they did was they called her husband so he could be with her because they knew the end was coming. But what happened was a little bit was surprising because the doctors went there and she was dying from the cancer, from the leukemia. But when the doctor went through everything, and after she passed away, my daughter was not very, very upset. She has to wear a mask all the time, my daughter. And when this whole thing happened, she just had to leave the room because she felt her emotions had just burst. And she had to leave the room. And with this patient, she's been by her side the whole time. And the thing was, the doctor, after all was said and done, they're going to have a death certificate. And this is what the thing was, because she was dying. She was losing her life to the fight against the cancer from the leukemia. But the doctor said from what her lungs were and everything that looked like, she died from coronavirus. They didn't know she had that. They were treating they were treating for what she was in there for. This is I can't think of now, oncology nurse. My daughter is an oncology nurse that people have the cancer. But in this case, they feel somehow her weakened immune system, she ended up dying from the coronavirus. And but at that point in time, all the nurses have been wearing masks, and that just was something recently that they had them do. So that was the only thing in my part of the world here in Massachusetts, Eastern Massachusetts, that was a down note. People have been in a good mood. I've talked to people outside. My wife goes shopping. People have kind of backed off on the hoarding, and the stores are now in control of what they can have. Like my wife picked up some gold. She picked up a 12-pack of toilet paper, 12 rolls in it. So,
all right.
So the stores are stocking the shelves, and I think we're becoming accustomed to living this way, just like they did in the Greatest Generation during World War II. Everything was taken away. There was ration, but they accustomed to it, and we're getting accustomed to it. The thing is happening, though, is I'm getting a little more afraid of so many people dying that it's right. It's there. It kills people. It's no longer something that people says, "Oh, this virus is killing people." It's happening. My town, there's 8 people that have gotten sick by the coronavirus. None have died, but there are people in town here that 8 people that had it. Whether they're cured or not, I don't know. My hospital is packed. You can't get into the hospital. You have to go to a doctor. A lady actually a cousin of my wife, got sick. It felt like it was the virus, and she could not get into the hospital. Mm-hmm. Went to a doctor, and they did what she could do, and they said she didn't have the virus, even though she was really sick. But other than that, it's a good overall mood around this part of Massachusetts.
Okay, well that's good to hear. And Dave, how are things in your area, my friend? I think we asked you last week as well, but since last week, how are things looking in your area as far as the environment, as far as what's happened since last week? How are things going, my friend?
Yeah, hi guys.
Good to see you again, Dave. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. I was sitting around. I was like, oh, those guys are doing the Share Beer show. Well, actually, you better get down there. All right. So yeah, I haven't left. I really have not even left my property for, I want to say last Thursday is probably and I'm fortunate enough that I can do that. I'm not. I mean, Illinois is under a stay-at-home order or whatever they call it, but I'm fortunate enough that I haven't had to leave. I normally shop big when I shop anyway. When I buy toilet paper, I buy as much as I can afford when it's cheap, and that's just kind of how I do my supplies. So we're burning through them. But I was, when I did leave a week or so ago or whatever, I ran up to the store and there was things available, but you couldn't get every brand. But it didn't seem like the stuff was there. So sometimes you couldn't be real picky about things. Seemed like tortillas for some reason. I don't know why tortillas. Maybe it was just that store, but you could. They had like 2 packages of soft shell corn tortillas or something in the entire store. So they must be running on those.
Yeah. What about the pasta, man? How's the pasta?
I don't know. I didn't look. We don't eat a lot of pasta here, so we mainly go with potatoes and rice just because of the way we prepare our stuff, I guess. So the
potatoes and rice you could get in your area?
The potatoes, they had the really expensive, like little multicolored, small, delicious bastards, Right. They had lots of those at $5 a little bag or whatever. Yeah. But they didn't have like the large amounts of, like russet bacon potatoes and things like that. Those were empty. Rice, I don't know because we had a lot of it. That's something that I buy a lot of that when we buy it because it lasts and I can store it. So, but it looked like most other things, they were limiting hamburger or ground beef. They were limiting that to 1 package. Some package had a pound, some package had 2, but it looked like you could get all the expensive steak if you wanted. Other than that, I mean, I don't really know that it's still just a lot of talk around here. So nothing has officially hit me. Everybody that I knew, a couple people that are out waiting on tests that have come back negative. I want to say there is, last I checked, which was a day or 2 ago, I want to say upper teens for reported cases around here in Scott County and Rock Island County, which is the 2 main counties on either side of the river here. I want to say the metro area around here is roughly 300,000, maybe something like that. But with all the, it's called the Quad Cities, which is supposed to be 4 cities, 2 on each side of the river, but there's about 15 cities here that all call themselves the Quad Cities. Right. So yeah, nothing shocking or alarming to report or anything, or talk about, but it's life's changing for sure. And it's the personally the feeling's very weird, very strange for me because I am working from home, which I've never had the luxury to do before. And now I call it a luxury, but it's one of the things that when I'm sitting here all day doing my things, the gravity of why I'm sitting here does come into play. There's been a couple of days where I'll be sitting there working along and you'll have to stop and think about, wow, why am I here? This is kind of cool that I'm here, but this really sucks that I'm sitting here.
Right.
So, up until I think it was last May, I switched careers. I was a tool and die maker I worked my way up through the manufacturing trade and became a tool and die maker in my late 20s and have been a tool and die maker ever since. And I switched over to be an industrial specialist last May. So now I've been working at an office and I don't actually work with my hands anymore, which all the guys that are actually making things, they're still in the shop, and all us, blue collar workers that work from computers mainly, we're at home, so far it's been working out okay for me. I really don't know what's going on in the shop. I keep expecting to get called in there because my job, even though my personal job is data entry kind of, I guess, I plan industrial processes. I have to be on the floor a lot, but so far it's working. I don't know if just nobody's doing anything there at the shop or, right. I would imagine it's, I get a little wind here and there, but I haven't been there. And when did middle of March, I think is when I came here. It started off, I was supposed to start every other day, and that lasted, I went every other day. And then when I was at home the next time, they said, don't come back till, originally it was supposed to be April 3rd, the end of this week, April 3rd. And then they extended that to April 30th. So good, bad, I don't know. Hopefully we all get through this. And right now, it's odd for me because I feel like I'm faking sick days. To tell you the truth, it's like I'm not sick, but I feel like I should feel sick, and I'm not. I don't know. It's a very strange feeling.
Very, very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mark, anything you would like to share, man, about the environment around your area? And
Yeah, it is. Well, Atlanta's crazy traffic. So obviously that is, I think traffic's at least half. I mean, been cut at least 50% of what it is normally. So traffic is much less. So the little bit of driving I do need to do is a lot easier. There's less noise because of less traffic, so it's even quieter now, which is nice. I don't know about pollution. We don't really have that big an issue with that, but yeah, traffic's the biggest, like outside looking around, what's going on around you. The biggest change I've seen. Grocery stores are, for the most part, getting back. Some of the larger grocery stores like Publix are still having challenges getting kind of a full selection of kind of fresh meat. I think it's getting better. I haven't been in the store since Tuesday, so it was okay on Tuesday. A lot of the pasta was back, rice was back, canned goods were back. They're still wiped out of wipes and toilet paper and paper towels. So, but we have in our county 400 cases in our county. I think there's 6,000 in the state of Georgia right now. 250 deaths, 300 deaths statewide. About half of those deaths are in Fulton County, which is the city of Atlanta primarily.
oh, okay.
I think they're the largest. They might have 1,000 cases, 1,500 cases out of the 6,000. Gwinnett County, the county we're in, is maybe the second biggest county in the state in terms of population. So we've got 400 cases, I think, in the county, and it's about doubled in the last week. So it's still ramping up. It's not leveling off yet. They're just doing a lot more testing, so they're finding people. Hospitals are full. The hospitals in the city of Atlanta are pretty much max capacity. Nothing left as far as beds, or they're starting to run out of some supplies. That type of thing. The type of thing you're hearing about in any other big city. Atlanta's not as bad as like New York or New Orleans or Detroit, that type of thing. So it's starting to impact that stuff here. The state of Georgia, the governor finally issued a statewide kind of stay at home emergency Thursday. I think it went into effect last night. Most of the cities around here had already done that on their own, so not a lot changed from that end. The big effect was on the more rural counties of the state. So from that standpoint, kind of the same as last week. On a personal, I've been working from home for 4 years. So like you were saying, Dave, it seems really new to you. I was like, oh, it's another day for me. So nothing changed like that. So my business is, I do everything virtually anyway. So I meet with clients every once in a while, but 90% of what I do is over the computer anyway. So nothing's really changed on that end. Pam's company just announced that they're going to be furloughing a bunch of people, including her, for 6 weeks, possibly through the end of June. So that's been the big change here. The good thing is she still keeps her benefits. They're still going to keep the benefits.
That's huge.
And so obviously a little bit of a hit on the income, but with the increased unemployment thing that they're doing with the stimulus bill that they passed, that'll close the gap. That'll close a lot of the gap, but I'm glad we have an emergency fund, because or as we call it, the oh shit fund.
Exactly.
Literally called on our little budget. It's the oh shit fund.
Yeah. I don't know where you get that from, but I remember Dave Ramsey was introduced to me about 10 years ago or so, and I sure am glad right now that I don't know if you guys are familiar with his principles.
I was talking to one of my clients maybe 6 weeks ago, like mid-February, before all this stuff hit, and she was like, "Boy, I've got a lot of money in cash. I feel like I want to invest it." And I'm like, "Well, that money is like 4 months of your living expenses, 4 or 5 months. So you really should have more." And she was kind of going, I don't think I need that much. And I talked to her last week, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you kind of stayed on me to keep money in cash, because now I'm going to need some of that." So
Yeah,
one of those.
You should
one of those
always
things.
have some money you can get to right away.
Well, there's, it's a strange thing that there's a real fear there that I have personally experienced from changing my finances. And I'm not saying I'm far from a wealthy man, that's for sure. But from where I came from was, real non-wealthy. And it's when you actually start acquiring, a little bit and to what you can consider an emergency fund and start getting yourself out of debt, there's a true fear in there for me anyway, and I assume this is for a lot of people, that once you get over, you start your checking account or your savings account, however you deal with it, starts getting over a point where you've ever seen it before. There's a real fear in there that somebody's going to just step in and take it from you. It's because you're not used to having, if something happens, you have the money to pay for it. And if you've not lived like that your whole life, once you start acquiring a little bit of cash, a little bit of money for things like that, there's a real fear that somebody's just going to step in here someday and just take it, and I'm going to have it anyway. Which I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. I don't know your backgrounds or whatever, but it's real for sure, because I get scared every day. It's like, this is just going to be gone someday.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of.
I know what you mean in a sense. You guys are all younger than me. I'm retired. I retired, and I'm a retired electrician, and I put a lot of money into my 401k, and like they say, I'm on a fixed income. Me and my loving wife. She worked in a bank. Part of the time before she left, she was a bank manager, assistant bank manager. So our 401k was up there. I've seen it since this coronavirus made the stock market and the Dow Jones and financial industries. It went down. I'm worried about that because that's basically our security.
Yeah.
And I don't work anymore. I mean, if I had to, I could. I'm physically able to go work if I had to. But when I said I was going to retire, the day I told my manager I was retiring, which he couldn't believe, he said, "You retire? Why?" I said, time has come. I just feel like I want to retire. I can. And I worry now. I haven't worried at all because the money was there and we had some other savings. But now, seeing what happens, how fast that nest money that went down because of this virus. And this virus is going to go a little bit longer than probably saying till some experts or statisticians are saying till June.
Mm-hmm.
And that possibly could be the case. I mean, diseases just don't go away. They kind of go around and around until they die off. And I think that could take us to June, which would really deplete this country. My savings, and a lot of people that have savings and investments, what I'm talking about, stocks, Dow Jones, and people that are on Social Security that are retired. Yeah, I worry about that, Dave. I never have until this happened.
Yeah, that's another, to add to Dave's statement, that's another concern is it going to be enough? I mean, the longer this thing goes on, you do get to a certain point. If you've never saved or had it, you watch that dollar amount and someone taking it from you. I absolutely get that. And then at the same time, you get to Ron's position, and you count on that money.
And they are taking it.
And
it looks like they're taking it.
And now it's like, is it going to be enough? Especially, right, Mark? I mean, you have to deal with clients like this where you're all in on your 401k now. At this point, you're not working anymore. Now the decisions you made, the savings you've got on top of your 401k, and that's taken a hit.
Yeah,
directly.
Right. Yes.
And the longer this goes on, what do you say, Mark?
It's tough because I mean, I kind of see like three buckets. I use kind of like the buckets of money approach. There's that initial bucket, that's stuff that you need to set aside, like you were saying, Dave, for that emergency fund, the oh shit fund, in case something happens. It will eventually, but you don't know when, but you want to make sure you have money set aside to kind of, cover you for that. So that's the stuff that's in your savings account and in the bank, and it's not really earning anything, but it's there if you need it. And then you got those investments. And so for you, Ron, it's like, yeah, you've got that stuff in the 401k, and it's taken a hit, obviously, in the last couple of months. But that's longer term money. I mean, so even if you're retired, if you retired, say 65, you got to figure that you're probably going to live another 25 years. So you got to have some money invested long term. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll have the short term money, kind of the emergency fund. Then when they get to retire, they'll take a chunk of money out of that 401k, put it in like another bucket that's like, okay, this is enough money for the next 3 years, 2 to 3 years of living expenses. You keep the rest growing. And then each year you kind of keep filling up that bucket. So if something goes bad, if the market goes down, you've really got 2 to 3 years of money that's kind of set aside anyway. So it's tough. I mean, it's tough. And this is really the first time in 10 years that we've had a down market. So,
and it was really high too.
People that are
10
new
years,
to investing. Yeah.
Hey, Bum. So
younger or brand new to investing, this is the first time they've seen it go down.
What's things like in your area, Bum? How's the Pittsburgh area? Just from people not driving around and all these sort of things. Is the Three Rivers area? Is it beautiful now? Is the birds in? How's things going?
In my most immediate area in this room, I finished this.
And you're still alive to talk about it, right?
Holy smoke!
Yeah. That's
the most important area, and I'm going to reward myself.
Oh man, nice. Yes, hot cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
that's the least I can do to reward myself after that. Damn. There we go.
Yes, exactly. Straight in.
Oh, look
at
that.
And that's another nitro with no widget.
Yeah. No different than last week.
Okay.
No different than last week. No differences in the stay-at-home laws or not laws or requirements. Nothing has changed. As far as me going out, actually, I haven't left the house since Thursday. Like I said, I'm still on vacation from work.
You're in Dave mode right now, yeah.
I'm in Dave. And speaking of which, Dave, I want to let you know that first of all, I want to thank you for being part of Share Beer number 323.
Yeah, was that the first one?
Greatest episode of Share Beer ever. I meant to mention that last week when you were on.
What'd you say it was? 323?
323. Look it up, man. That's famous.
I went and looked. I looked up some, but I got back, and I don't mean to derail whatever's going on.
No.
Episode. Let me get my shit straight here.
323.
That's the Matt episode. You were a big part of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was me, you, and Matt from Texas, man.
Matt from Texas. Climbing to the moon.
Oh, okay. I think that was when I jumped in to save you.
Yeah.
I think up until that point, I had just been on the after show, and I was like, oof, I got to get in there. This looks fun, I think I remember it now.
Still goes down as the greatest episode of Share Beer ever.
Yeah.
Well,
that was one of those.
Go back and watch my
where Mark was gone.
Yeah.
Whenever Mark was gone, things would happen.
After the show was over last week, I was like, oh shit, Dave's here for the first time in 5 years, and I forgot to thank him for being part of that show.
Because I was trying to figure, I was going back through some back shows myself, and my wife, of course, she's like, what are you doing? Are you watching yourself on TV again? I'm like, well, I kind of, but I'm looking to see that, there's questions asked. So I got to look, and I found on episode, and I didn't get back to 323, but episode, let me see here, 239.
Oh,
about the 8-minute mark. If anybody wants, I don't know if you want to cue that up.
yeah, let's
It
check.
was about the 8-minute mark. We had a discussion, and I got some tips from Mark and some tips from Joe, and it got me to thinking about conversations and people that you meet. And does it ever matter? This was what, 2013, I think. So this was 7 years ago, and we were all, I mean, you and Joe, Mark and Joe had been, doing your show. Excuse me?
What was the number?
239.
239.
229. Hold on a second. I'm not real smart. 239. Excuse me.
239. Okay.
I was definitely watching the show at this point and commenting on the live YouTube chat.
Oh, wow. Check this out, guys.
Go to about Mark 8. Can you play that over for the kids following along at home? Or
absolutely.
Okay. About the 8-minute mark, roughly, I asked a question.
Oh, look at this guy. Oh.
This is a long time ago. And the cameras weren't as good back then, I noticed either. I think we had just started using Google Hangout at that point.
This is awesome. Look at this guy. Look, we had Brandon in here. Oh, wow. Look at everybody in here, man. Look at this. Look at that guy.
It must be your younger brother, Joe.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, guys. It was Mark with his baby face.
Yeah. Look at Mark with his baby face, and we got to get to Dave in
What's
here.
sad is I was almost 50 in that one.
Can you throw audio up on that, Joe? Or
yeah, I can.
Okay, right about the 8-minute mark is when the particular incident that I'm talking about comes.
So the 8-minute mark. Oh, okay. We got to see this. So it's 7:57.
12 series that is like a special order type.
Little early.
For some reason, a bunch of the blue wax and the purple wax have showed up here in the middle of the.
You guys remember this conversation?
That price of it's like $28 a bomber or something like that. I'm just wondering if have any of you guys heard of it and have showed up here in the middle of the country. That price of it's like $28 a bomber or something like that. I'm just wondering if have any of you guys heard of it, and I mean, do I need to pick this up, or is it something that is? It sounds like
What
it's
was the name of it? I gotta see
have
this.
showed up. I assume they're a 2012 series that is like a special order type that they age this in. And 2 of them have showed up here in from what I assume they're a 2012 series that is like a special order type deal only. And for some reason, a bunch of the blue wax and the purple wax have showed up here in the middle of the country. That price of it's like $28 a bomber or something like that. I'm just wondering if have any of you guys heard of it, and I mean, do I need to pick this?
Look at this cast. We had Barrick, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
We had Dave.
That was the scene in them days, right there.
That was it, man. This is early Google Plus days, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is Google Plus. Yeah.
Yep. Just when we started the Hangouts, because I think maybe at the beginning of the show we were asking questions about, well, I don't know, where's the chat at, and there was something like that was going on at the beginning. So as this continues a little bit later, Mark suggested buy 2, so you can drink one now,
right? Save
one for later. And I said, well, if I buy 2, I got to buy 4. Because I got to buy both kinds. I got to buy 2. I got to buy 4. But what ended up happening with
you might as well have 6.
I'll just go ahead and break this right here. Here's the 2 beers.
No way.
They are 7 years old.
Wow.
They're from 2012. Cool. I ended up buying, I think I drank 2. I drank one of each with a great friend of mine who is passed out by now. I sent 2 to Greg for him to review. And then I remembered when I was watching the show, I still had these 2 down in the refrigerator. So I still have these 2. And it is 8 years later.
Wow. 8 years.
Well, what say you, Mark? You get credit for him having these beers. What?
I'm just a long-term investor. I 8 years later, Now the question is, Dave, did you enjoy the beer when you had?
Oh, they were absolutely fantastic too.
Okay.
And Greg also reviewed the 2 that I sent him, and I went back and watched a couple of those. And this particular, I saw the blue one, which I think the deal with these were they were barrel aged in different types of the barrels. One, I think the purple one is done in Elijah Craig barrels.
Yeah.
This one, is it Old Fitzsimmons
or
they
still sell that, don't they?
Yes, they do. And I looked it up, and it's they they rave about this beer. I haven't seen it. I haven't looked for it, but I haven't seen it out there. And it looked like, yeah, they're still making it, and the reviews are still fantastic. So
On a more personal note, Dave, we have to share something with you, my friend. It's a good thing your cat jumped off camera, because we already have 2 share a beer cats.
hey, I can explain
And
this cat.
We
This cat.
don't need cat on cat share a beer crime here. You know,
Hey, if you want me to just go ender, I will. This is not this is not my favorite animal. This is an animal that a dearly departed friend of mine entrusted with me after he passed, knowing that I'm not a cat guy.
yeah.
So
We got AJ, and AJ he gets pretty upset, man.
yeah, I mean,
Territorial about this stuff.
all right. Does he really like cats? Would he like another one?
Well, no, AJ is a cat.
Oh, excuse me. Would AJ like a friend?
Yeah. No, 2's enough. 2's enough for us. We don't
Yeah.
need another.
Yeah, this one, what is she, 13, 14 years old now, I think?
Okay, hold
She
on,
just keeps
Dave.
getting younger and younger every day.
Here we go. Here's the episode, my friend. Here it is.
Whoa, look at that guy. Man, it's Joe D, man. Another
Joe, I think you need to go to probably around 7 or 8 minutes in before Matt joins.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is when I was in the hotel, and yeah, there he is.
No, there's actually some viewers, man, watching.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know. Yeah, I actually do get people that watch.
They're watching you eat sirloin right now?
Yeah, they're watching me eat sirloin.
Yeah.
And normally we would be, there'd be a few more of us in here, and we'd be talking about different beers and stuff. But I'll be getting to that part in a second.
Wait a minute. Is it because it's the weakness?
Is it because what?
It's because it's the weakness.
Well, yeah, I don't.
This guy was making me
I used
sweat.
to be able
Yep.
to.
And I think that's why I jumped on.
Yeah.
I think I jumped on to save it, or to help
Yeah, here's
it.
Dave.
Not to save it.
Help me. Help
Numbers
me.
come
Help
and-
me.
Been
Look
doing
at
all the
Dave.
outside stuff, taking care of that. And
Oh, wow.
catch a show once in a while, but I just hadn't been logging on because it was kind of hit or miss in the evenings for me. So
Yeah.
I was watching for a little bit today, and it looked like you needed a partner to talk to there. And then I got back in there.
Oh yeah. No, well, there's always room for more. You know that. Matt comes in here. That's okay.
Under his breath, he's like,
A
thank you,
little
thank you,
more
thank
here.
you.
I felt a little bit fucking.
How many years ago was this?
This was 2015,
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Only 5 years ago. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that was before that, wasn't it? Wasn't that one that I just told you that wasn't that 2013?
With that long hair, Dave.
yeah. This one's
This is 15.
2015.
Yeah.
Early 15.
Yeah,
Well, wasn't that? Hold on. I thought that one that I said was 2013. That was a later episode.
I got the date on
230,
there.
239 says it was September 17,
Or is it-
2013.
It sounds like it's
Yeah, and it's the one with you with
This
the
is
long
great.
hair, and Matt is 323, Dave.
Oh, okay. So that's like a year and a half later.
yeah,
Oh, 323. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So it's probably like this time in 2015.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were saying that was the first episode I was ever on.
This
No,
is almost
no,
the
no,
5-year
no.
anniversary of this show, Bum.
What's that, Mark?
It's almost we're probably coming up on the 5-year anniversary of Share Beer 323.
Oh yeah, in June it'll be 5 years.
No, we need that. We need to celebrate that. I think.
Celebrate that.
Who wants to play our buddy there? Who
We
wants to,
we can do that. Actually, Joe, just like the 10-year celebration compilation I did,
Yeah.
this is a good time to ask your permission. Do I have your permission to edit that episode down to its best bits and post it on my channel?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Don't want to do it without your permission.
And that might be a challenge to some of those in the malt liquor community that have edited some of the videos in the past and see what they can come up with.
Yeah.
We've got our
I'll go take
friend
care
over
of this.
there.
Yeah, there's like in that hour episode, there's like probably about 12 minutes of pure gold.
That whole episode was a trip, man. Is that what do you have to say, man? Do you remember those days? And what do you have to say about those early days? First of all, man, you were part of some of those shows.
Well, that guy had a lot of Quaaludes.
Yeah.
Did anybody else ever pop in, or was it just us three the rest of the time?
It was us.
I tried getting on. If you actually watch that episode, I had been on the show like 2 or 3 times just by audio because my old computer was so outdated. I could get on by audio. And if you watch that entire hour, you will see my face pop up a couple times, desperately trying to jump in on that show, just audio to join in, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So all I could do, and that live chat on that old platform is long gone. But I did say on there, I said, this is the greatest episode of Share a Beer ever. And Joe says, yeah, Bum, you're right.
Yeah. It's funny because you look at this is from 2013, and just looking at the screenshot of it,
Yeah.
I mean, look, Google Plus really had a good thing going on back then. They were literally the only ones doing this in this good a manner for free back then. Any person that would talk, it would automatically put them on the screen, full screen. They had some features that they put in and took out over the years, but boy, it had some bugs at first, but it didn't take long for them to really refine it. It was really pretty good. But credit to places like StreamYard, no charge, that picked right up where Google Plus left off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, YouTube actually, because Google Plus went into YouTube and then YouTube let it go. But yeah, credit to StreamYard for keeping this up, making a paid platform. Zach, how's your environment looking these days, man? With not as much traffic in Denver, and how's just everything going? The hospitals, are they packed? Are some hospitals in your area not packed? Not really getting any patients? What are you hearing on the street?
I don't know. I mean, the future sounds bleaker every day.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's just the start. It seems to get worse every day. We're just kind of staying at home, and we've got meat and food, and I can work some stuff from home. The brewery's definitely slowed down a lot this week with to-go sales. People are staying home. More people are getting laid off, I think. I think this is just the start of it. The hospitals, I've had 2 friends go into the hospital.
How long does
and
the
both-
flu virus stay on objects?
I'm gonna mute you real quick, Ron. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry about that.
Both friends are out of the hospital now, so that's good. They're on oxygen and that stuff, but not much has changed from last week. The stores seem to have more products as people quit panic buying, and I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
So some of the restaurants in my area are going to a convenience store type setup where they're offering packages of food. So for X amount of dollars, you get X amount of meat, a couple pounds of different kinds of meat. You get paper towels, you get toilet paper, you get gallon of milk, eggs, kind of the essentials in a package. You call in the order, they have it ready for you, and I don't know, an hour, let's call it, and then you go pick it up. Good idea for some of these businesses to stay, restaurants to stay in business. Some of the parts of Phoenix here, there's not a store close by. You know what I'm saying? You got to drive a little bit to get to a store. So for those restaurants, actually, they are what a lot of people have in the area. So if they can make resources like that available that they have access to, it's a good thing, and it's working out for them. Are you seeing any of that happen?
Yeah, actually for dinner we just finished up Texas Roadhouse. If you guys have those in your areas, they're selling their fresh cut meats at 50% off.
Oh, wow!
So we just cast iron some really nice looking ribeyes and made a nice little squash and potato onion melody to go with that.
Hey, bum. I'm sorry, Zach. So, what kind of cut of meat is that? Are they serving prime for that price?
I don't know what it's whatever's out of their cabinet.
Okay, but hey, at 50 off, at half off, pretty good value. It's probably close to what you could get in the store.
It was a wonderful steak. I mean, it was better than I'm getting at Kroger or Safeway or whatever. We buy a lot local anyways, and we have our local butcher shop that we go to. They reload with locally cut meats every day, sausage, all that, but they're also getting produce from some of the people. So I think let me try to find it. For $30, you're getting a hell of a produce.
I'm sorry, I hate to laugh, but it's posted this comment is Dave Bum's brother.
For the purposes of the show, yes.
Yeah. Who said that?
What is that? Murphy's Beers? Is that Adam? Yeah. Is that
So check out
Bum's brother? And I looked at him and I'm like, I guess so, huh? They do kind of look like brothers. That's hilarious, man.
Joe, can I add something?
Absolutely.
I just looked up from the Spanish flu to all the flus that come to our country and how long the virus stays on objects. And it actually is the same amount of time from in the air for a few hours and then again on being on steel, plastic, and other hard surfaces, and stainless steel being in cardboard lasting the longest the flu virus stays on. And it also depends too on the temperature and your environment, how much humidity it is. But people that touch that flu virus will get the flu if they touch their mouth, mimicking, well, not mimicking, but exactly the same as this coronavirus. And every year the virus has come to this country. I mean, the flu has come to this country. We've never done what we're doing now. And the flu is the same, in a sense, lives virus like the corona.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting to me because to me, it seems like with all the social distancing, and that's kind of where we started our weekly count, this being the end of week 4, we started it at the beginning of social distancing, not necessarily stay at home, but the beginning of social distancing. And they were saying at that time, it was going to be an 8-week thing, right? Initially, a 2-month process. And so that's what we were asking now 4 weeks ago. Where were we going to be? It was already at this point at the end of week 1. What was it going to be like at the end of week 4? Well, we're at the end of week 4, going into week 5 now. And my question now is, I'm not a tree hugger. I'm not an environmentalist. All I can tell you about is Phoenix, my area, because I am not getting out into your areas. In Phoenix, there's not a brown haze over the city as much anymore. air pollution, you can see the difference, and that's only in 4 weeks.
Cleaning up.
You could imagine, what it's going to be like in another 4 weeks if we keep the stay-at-home stuff going. I don't see, and I get a general sense. I am a truck driver. For people that don't know, I drive around the city of Phoenix, the greater metro area. So I see a lot of people here and there, and I don't see as many people sick. The way I look at it is there's people staying at home, so you're not spreading all this sickness all over. People that I know that have bad allergies, their allergies ain't as bad this year. Now that could be the environment. But to me, and even after I bring it up to them, they're like, you know what? Yeah, it hasn't been this bad. Even though if you look on the local news, certain levels of whatever are a little higher this year, But it seems like for the people that have allergies, they're not as bad.
I read an article not too long ago, and you can read anything on the internet you want. Don't remember that. But it was claiming that the net loss of life from the coronavirus compared to the environmental pollution would be less with the way this is rampaging. Does that make? I don't know if I stated that correctly. That they were expecting less people to die because of the better, cleaner air that's not being polluted than this virus is going to kill. And whether it's true or not, I don't know. Everybody's speculating. It was just an opinion piece or something I was reading.
It also seems like in my area, other businesses are being affected. You even they're talking about mass state and city, public employees layoff because now there's not as much for them to do. There's not as many people getting out. There's not as much of a requirement for some of these state services. Plus, the state and all the public agencies are taking a hit right now because there's not as many people paying sales tax and all this sort of thing that they normally would pay. I
spent virtually nothing for a month.
You're right, and so some states pay sales tax at a grocery store, some don't. Right. With some of the taxes being put off until July, the state isn't getting its resources as quickly. So they got to wait till July in some cases to get their money. I'm seeing even in one thing that I noticed personally, not as many car accidents because there's not as many cars on the road. So the police are like pulling people over for anything to justify their job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the police don't have as much stuff to police. You know what I'm saying? It's affecting so much stuff. I'm seeing accident attorneys that are like, get me some work, man. I need to sue somebody. They don't have anybody, right? There's not as many people driving. There's not as many people getting in accidents, not as many people to sue. Insurance companies are having an issue, right? Because people are like, hey, I'm not driving on the roads. What do I need you for right now, right? So they're raising their deductibles, so their premiums are lower. So the insurance companies are even saying we're taking losses right now. It is affecting so many industries, is my point. So on that note, what do you guys have to say? Ron, what do you have to say about that sort of thing that you might be seeing in your area?
Well, like you just said, I live on a main street, and I'm home because I'm retired. I see traffic through all the times of the day. Morning traffic, and then at nighttime probably from 3:30 to 5:30, traffic is actually backed up from the set of lights right to my house from Monday through Friday. Not so much, not now. Not now when 3:30 comes, there's no more long line out there, no more traffic out there. And that is, and the average traffic, like I live on a main street, and the average traffic, not nil. I mean, there's still cars.
Right.
One of the things I don't see, though, which I like being on a main street, you see the police cars a number of times because down here is a donut shop, down there is a donut shop. And I'm not trying to knock the cops, but you do see, I'm not knocking the cops, but
right. No,
I don't see the police cars anymore. You know, and I know that we have police still in town,
Right, exactly.
but there is a difference.
Right. One of the things I'm seeing in my area is, and the cops are running into it same way I am as a truck driver. I'm a city truck driver. I am a city pickup and delivery guy. One of the things I'm running into now is even some of the gas stations that I count on right now to use the restroom and do these different things, to get something to eat now because a lot of the only drive-throughs are open. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to find a place for me to eat at right now. I've been hitting up grocery stores now, tell you the truth. Walmart usually has a deli. They have ready-made sandwiches, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I hit up Walmart's. I hit up Sprouts in my area. They usually have ready-made stuff that I can just grab and go. And QT, actually, if you have a QT in your area, you know what I'm talking about. QTs are flipping great. QTs are clean. You can just count on them. The police are even running into these issues. There's nowhere to use the restroom for us people that have to be out like that.
Yeah, and you need to use it. Can I say one thing?
Sure.
And this is really kind of funny. We get a weekly paper for the surrounding towns. I think it encompasses 8 cities and towns. And in that third page, page 3, they have the police log. And it has even everything that deals with the police, even if they had to go check on a dead dog on the street. And that thing runs 3 columns. The columns are down to just about 3/4 of one column. There is no breaking and entrance, stuff being stolen out of people's yards, because everybody's home. Most people out working, and the criminals are feeling the heat too, because they can't break into houses when everybody's home. So the police log went down.
Yeah.
Just like we were saying initially.
Yeah, that it's really affecting a lot of stuff, and some of this is just for the better, isn't it? Whoa!
Yeah.
What did you crack open, my friend? Oh,
KBS. That is good.
We'll have one of them.
That's the Dave edition right there. Man.
I haven't had this yet, actually. It's been in the refrigerator for a while.
That's a good brewery.
Well, let's
Illinois, right? 2 brothers.
Founders.
That
was
the glass. The glass.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
2 brothers. I didn't even know what I grabbed back there.
Joe,
what's their popular? Why do I have this? I'm trying to think what two brothers makes.
Oh, they do quite a.
Don't know.
2 brothers did a beer called. They did a beer called Red Eye.
Yeah.
Tomato juice. Yeah. 2 brothers had a Scottsdale location and an Illinois location.
Yeah.
This one says Warrenville.
It was a good brew pub. Yeah.
I don't know why I have this glass.
Dave.
Yes.
Over the trip to Illinois.
What are those 2 guitars behind you? What brand are those?
Those are both Gibsons. One's a bass, one's a Explorer.
Oh, they are the one on your right. That's a Gibson.
Yeah, they're both Gibsons.
They're both Gibsons. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yes. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. How old is that?
This one's around. Well, let me see. I'm gonna say this is an 06 roughly.
Oh, is it? I thought it was okay.
Hey Dave, how many times have you slapped your bass?
I don't.
At least not.
That is nice.
That's a technique I never bothered to learn. I was like, yep, not doing that.
He only slaps his bass off camera, man. What are you talking?
Never do it on stage.
He only uses the finger style, never slap.
Yep, it's always finger style with me. That's why that guitar is not, well, it's mine now, but that belonged to a friend of mine that I used to play with all the time. I've got another one of his Flying V's here too. The Flying V is beautiful. I think it's an 07. It's a silver burst Flying V Special Edition. That back in 2007, Gibson had Guitars of the Week or something. Every week they produced one, and he picked up one of these 07s and Silverburst. It's nice.
Did you like playing those Flying V's?
I don't play guitar. Those were his. You know, I'm a bass player, so
I see.
absolutely love playing with Flying V.
You do?
Joe got it.
Yeah. I don't play my guitar as much. You know, picking. I'm a Fender. I like Fender, and they're kind of heavy. So now I play my harmonica. I've learned to play that. It's not here. I play a tune.
Whoa.
But my harmonica's upstairs, and I enjoy playing the harmonica.
I thought
You know, Fly Me to the Moon? Just
I didn't know.
That's a standard. Fly me to.
Hey, on that note, we had a damn good artist pass away this week. You know, that sang "Ain't No Sunshine."
Yeah.
Bill
Yes.
Withers. Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but you're right.
Bill
Bill
Withers.
Withers.
Yeah.
You're right.
That is a big loss for the music community. Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Ain't No Sunshine. That is a great song. Ain't no sun.
Ain't No Sunshine, Lean on Me, some of the big.
Lean on Me. Oh, good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody
Well,
want to check out? I got a good friend of the show I want to bring in real quick, man.
Okay, want me to leave?
Yeah, if you don't mind ducking out for a minute, Ron. Appreciate it.
No problem. If I get the thing,
Good
yeah.
seeing you, Ron.
Nice meeting
Have a
you.
good time, guys.
Good health to you, man. Good health. Right on. Let's bring in a good friend of the show. Here we go. Been waiting in the
Ruben.
room for a while.
Ruben.
You're muted right now, but how you doing, my friend?
Hello, gentlemen.
Good
Ruben.
to see you, man.
Good to see you, Evan.
Nice to see you guys.
He is revealed. So tell us, man. Give us an update. How are
In
you
quarantine, living my best life.
Exactly. Give us a full update. Tell everybody where you're at, how things are going in your area. Give us the whole spiel, man.
Yeah, so I live in the middle of bum F nowhere in Pennsylvania, Shellsburg, Pennsylvania. I work for a company that we make mining tools, road construction tools, stuff like that. So since we support energy, we're considered essential. Okay. There's only 4 cases in my county so far, so we're pretty good right now with the coronavirus. But we're working business as usual, supporting the energy industry, especially, you know, like I said, mining industry and stuff like that, to support hospitals with energy, and then other manufacturing facilities with ventilators and stuff like that. But things are going well. You know, very busy. It's certainly difficult to run half of a plant when people are worried about the coronavirus and all that good stuff. But I am proud to say that I have no affiliation like stock holding or anything like that. But with the company that I work for, they're handling it very well. And I think most of the employees that work for me are excited that they still have a job and are contributing to the whole global pandemic that's happening right now. So it's going really well.
Good, man. Good. Good to hear from you. So no beer-related stuff anymore right now, or?
No, more grad school and work than anything.
Damn reality.
That's good. I'm glad to see you're in good health. And
yeah.
And for those that don't know, you want maybe those that wanted an update on how Coach is doing. Coach is out of the hospital. He's recovered, and he's doing much, much better, man. He's slowly getting back to work. So we're very happy to hear that Coach is doing much better. So for those that wanted to know, that's the latest on Coach, man. He's definitely getting back to his old self. He still has a little stuff happening, but he's getting back to his old self. What are you cracking open there, brother? Tell us about it.
Hill Climb from New Trail Brewing. It's a hazy double IPA.
Oh.
Okay.
It's actually the first time I'm having it, so.
Oh, okay.
I haven't had it yet before. But New Trail's a new little brewery in central Pennsylvania. They are focusing on cheap, New England style and fruited sour beers. They have very little at their actual brew pub, which is kind of different. But they're making some killer stuff. I got this double New England IPA. They're usually like $18 for a 4-pack. This was $14.
Oh, okay. Very reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making some killer stuff. They're all pounder pints. And it's very nice. I mean, I didn't try it yet, but the smell's incredible.
Now, I noticed the first time I noticed it. When you open that can, a sniff. Never seen that before. Is a sniff the same out of the glass can?
What's that? I'm sorry.
It was a really bad joke. Notice the can. I've never seen that before. Was it the smell the same out of the can as it was the glass?
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Computer.
That poor guy, man.
Oh, okay. So we got communication. We're on like the news now.
Yeah,
we're having trouble with it. It was a funny joke. If the timing that would have been a beautiful.
Timing
joke.
Is everything, isn't it? Like,
and I failed.
Yeah, it's he's getting the headset on now, so he's gonna be ready next time.
The joke now.
The next joke, man. Boom. He's gonna be right there. He's ready. Less of a delay. So. Yeah, he won't miss the next joke. This one we gotta just let it go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But, all right, now I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I can hear you guys saying it's a joke, but I just totally effed it up. So
we've got 1,800 ratings on here, 710 in the last 30 days, 8.9% ABV, 4.15 bottle cap rating. Ruben comes on strong.
Yeah.
Look at that. This one's got, let me see. It's Hill Climb is a hazy double IPA brewed with a mixture of red wheat and oats. Hopped, I can't say that, man. I can't do that. With Simcoe, Amarillo, Citra, Chinook, and Azeka. What's this? I am not familiar with Azeka hops, man. I have to admit, I am not. Anybody familiar? Ruben, maybe?
Yeah, Azeka, I think, is an Australian hop.
Okay.
Or maybe New Zealand. I think New Zealand.
But that area, yeah.
Yeah.
Expect notes of fleshly citrus. I would imagine more of the rind. Is that what they mean by fleshly?
Yeah, like the pith of like an orange.
So you got fresh pink bubblegum and balanced with earthy notes.
Yeah, I don't know what fresh pink bubblegum is, but I don't think bubblegum really expires, does it?
No, I don't think so.
It's supposed to expire.
So would that mean,
maybe that's as opposed to the stuff you get in a baseball
okay,
card.
when you put a fresh piece of bubble gum.
But it actually, oddly enough, it does smell like when you open. Remember the old bazooka bubble gum?
Yeah.
Like as soon as you open it up, it does have a
bubble gum. Nice.
So that sweet kind of powdery bubble gum sort of.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly qualifies as hazy. No doubt about that.
Yeah. It's my shitty work laptop, but you can see kind of.
There's a little bit of that adding to the haze as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's certainly not 4K. It's really nice. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. They actually all their stuff I've had is really nice, especially their New England style stuff. But this one's better than usual, so I'm pleased.
Right on, man. And Mark, what do you got, my friend?
This is my second POG IPA, both from Georgia. I had this basement POG first, and this is Terrapin.
That looks like what, Luau POG?
Luau, it's probably just Luau is all you're going to find on Untappd. They don't have a POG version of it yet.
Oh.
But whereas this one had more of the guava, this one is orange.
Oh, Luau.
So it should be Agpa.
Crunkles, maybe?
It should be Agpa instead of the other way around. So.
Do they call it Crunkles? Luau Crunkles?
Yeah,
Okay.
Luau Crunkles. Yeah, that's the only 16.5.
So is that a drinkable beer, Mark? By drinkable, I mean is it just something once in a while that's nice to have because it's different, or is that something that sounds
No, it
odd
is.
to?
I would say this would be a very good beer. I mean, it's definitely orange forward, but it's not over the top. There's definitely orange flavor, so you gotta like orange. I mean, this definitely has a kind of like orange and guava, I would say. But this is it's a very drinkable beer. You gotta like orange though, but it's well balanced. What is it? 7%?
I'm showing 5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of bitterness at the back. Nice aroma. Good flavor. Yeah, I mean, this would be a good summer beer. This really would be not a bad beer to have, on the deck or whatever. Good body. Nice color. Yeah, very good. I think I like this one a little better, though. I think I like the Scofflaw Pog Basement a little better. But the Terrapin is close. I gave this 3 3/4. I gave the Pog a 4. Gave the Scofflaw a 4. So.
I like the description on this one. You got practically 80,000 ratings on here. 228 in the last 30. Mark said 6.5% ABV, 72 IBUs, 3.75 bottle cap rating. Tropical aromas of passion fruit, orange, and guava dominate the nose, while a big, juicy hop flavor and smooth bitterness complement the balance of the beer.
Wow.
Nice.
That guy was taking some time writing that. Didn't use a lot of words, but he took some time.
He made it count.
That's similar to my old beer reviews there.
Yeah. Oh, look, it looks like someone else is doing some StreamYard or something else here, too. Monica.
Yours is probably boring.
Monica. Look at Monica. Hey, Monica, how you doing? Look at it. Oh, yeah, how you doing? Hey. How's it going, baby?
Doesn't look like a Monica to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, whatever people want to call it.
With that.
It's 2020.
Exactly. The Monica I know has a cigar. I mean,
and a beard. Somewhere,
right? I mean, just saying, right? So, let me see what else I got. Oh, one other topic I had that I want to ask you guys. Okay, so we're all staying at home now, right? Some of us are staying at home.
I am for sure.
Yeah, we've got a few of us here at least. So what are we watching? What are we watching now, guys? What series? What movies? What streaming service? Who wants to start it? Dave, what are you watching, my friend?
Normally, lately anyway, 95% of my video content, I guess, is just YouTube, because I don't have the attention span for more than about 10 or 15 minutes worth of something. I just go to sleep. So that's how I normally handle it. I had the thought of sitting down at 7 o'clock on Friday night to watch Golden Girls or whatever, like we used to do back when I was a kid. That idea is so foreign to me now. But the wife and I, we were watching Freud last night on Netflix. We watched a few episodes of that. I tried watching Tiger King. I watched a few episodes of that, but I live around people like that, so that's not very entertaining to me. What else did we watch? We haven't kind of diving through, but nothing in particular. I tell you, more than I like, the news is on, which that really bothers me, because I can certainly tell it changes the way I think. The more I sit there and listen to the mayor in New York whine and complain about not being read, all whatever the politics going on, and I find myself with that on way too much, and it's certainly unhealthy. I don't know. I just can't get back to turning it on. But as far as entertainment wise, what do we want to watch? Most of it's just stuff we pick on YouTube. We watch a lot of. There's an adorable couple out of Wisconsin that does gardening that we watch their garden. They walk around and prune their flowers. It's adorable to us. We watch a lot of that. We watch. There's a couple of garden guys that just do yard work. Not guys, but people that just do yard work. And we fill our content with things we're interested in, as opposed to produced shows that like Netflix is releasing.
overproduced, right?
Overproduced, yeah.
Yeah. And Bum, what are you watching, brother?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Dave. YouTube.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, I got rid of cable in January, and most of my viewing is on the computer. And I've been watching YouTube for months now, and I've really upped it on my vacation this week. And I've been watching a lot of Joe Rogan's podcasts, and he's very popular.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really, really started watching him this past week. And one of the people who he has on his podcast and who has his own podcast and who I've started watching him almost guiltily because I don't know. He's a funny guy, but when you see his past, I almost feel guilty for laughing at some of the stories that he's told. Is Joey Diaz. Just look up Joey Diaz.
Isn't he Mr.
Cuban comedian?
Oh, I got the wrong guy then. Okay, no, I don't.
He's Cuban, but if you look him up, he looks like somebody that came out of Central Casting for an Italian guy that should be on The Sopranos.
Wasn't he part of The Sopranos or something too?
I don't think he didn't appear on The Sopranos, but he looks like he should have been on them.
Yeah. He's a Jersey guy.
Yeah. Oh my God. This guy's incredible, and he's incredibly funny. He's in his upper 50s now. I don't even know how he's still alive.
Ruben, what are you watching, my friend?
Yeah, I'm watching right now two shows. One's The Ozark.
Oh,
the newest season just came out of that on Netflix.
I crushed that last weekend. Boom, done.
And it's actually really nice. The first season kind of took me by surprise. With
the first season. Oh my!
I had no hype behind it at all.
Yeah,
and I binge watched it in like a weekend.
Yeah,
but it's really good. So I'm now watching the third season, which is really good.
What episode are you into? Give me an idea where you're at. What episode?
I don't want to give anything away.
No,
I'm on episode
anything
5.
away. Just
episode
5. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm on season 2, so I need to finish up 2 and start 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2 was actually good too, because a lot of times, for me at least, Netflix originals kind of dropped the ball in the second season, but the second season was good. I thought. I'm
not going to give anything away. I have already watched the third season. I watched that. Bam! I was an all-nighter. Boom.
Yeah.
That was last Friday, my friend. I stayed up all the way through Saturday to watch that bad boy. I have to admit, it was about episode 6 or so before I was not yawning anymore. I have to admit, I was like, all right, here, stop the political statements and let's get to the that I like. No? Am I wrong, Ruben? Or
no, you're right, because I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to hit. And you know it's going to come, but it's been a pretty big bridge season so far. So
it got okay, towards the end there, but it was. And what else?
And then the other show is I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I think it's really underrated, but it's called The Expanse.
Yes. I've watched season 1 and 2. Is season 3 out now?
I don't know. I'm on season 1.
Okay.
So it's an Amazon Prime show, and it's a show that was canceled actually, I think after season 2, I believe. And then Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, liked the show so much that he actually is funding it. So he funded the show, and for its continuation, and it's really good.
That's baller right there.
It's like a sci-fi drama kind of thing, which I'm not a huge sci-fi fan, but
spy hunter drama thing,
yeah. So like Jeff Bezos liked it, and he's like, "I F you for stopping producing it. We're going to continue it again." And then you can tell as soon as he started producing, he doesn't produce it, but he funds the producing of it. The special effects, like jump dramatically and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool.
How many
That's
zeros?
balling right there. If you got a show that.
I'll just write some zeros on the end of the check for.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, my brother turned me on to it, and I'm only on the first season, but I've watched some clips from later seasons.
It's a good show.
Whoa, this jumps pretty exponentially here.
And Mark, what are you watching, brother?
Still watching Better Call Saul season 3.
Okay.
I'm a couple weeks behind, but I'm getting caught up on that. The Expanse is on my list to watch. We've been watching a lot of Sam the Cooking Guy.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. We enjoy
He's
that.
very entertaining. Very.
Westworld. I started watching the new season. I'm a couple episodes behind at this point, so I need to.
Oh yeah. No, I can't watch anything till it's over. It has to be done.
No,
No way with that week
I guess
release.
it's on HBO, so
Yeah.
So I'm a couple episodes behind. So I started watching the first one, but that's it. And then just trying to read a little bit more and watching. There's always stuff to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah,
something.
I won't even tell you how far I go with YouTube. YouTube, you guys know I've been an extreme cord cutter since moving to Arizona, which is going on 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I YouTube is my everything. You guys know I've been preaching YouTube forever. Pretty much everything that I used to watch on cable, and I'm mostly a sports guy, you know that, but I catch everything on YouTube. It's all posted to YouTube. It's like, and then I pay for YouTube with no commercials, so I never see. Oh, it's great. I love no commercials, man. It's great. Just cannot stand it. I have
No commercials is great unless they do the commercials whether the time is still there, but they don't play the commercials. I've had a couple instances of that with people are pushing free content during this pandemic, and you can get on and a couple of the 8 things you can go and watch their content, but they still have the commercial break. They just say commercial break, be back soon, and you realize those commercials ain't so bad when they just have dead airspace for 3 minutes.
That's a big ESPN thing.
ESPN's one.
Zach, what are you watching, brother? Maybe not. I guess
he's busy watching it.
He's watching it. That's what he's doing. I can tell you the newest show that I just started watching. I've watched whatchamacallit over and over and over again already. I'm probably on my 4th time watching it. Shawshank Redemption. I could just watch that movie over and over and over again.
Great movie.
But the latest series that I started watching, I'm on episode 3, is on Netflix. How to Fix a Drug Scandal. Have you guys seen this thing? Oh, dude. Majorly screwed up Massachusetts law over there. Let me tell you. The state of Massachusetts was rocked with this thing. Let me tell you. Every case, I won't kill it, but it's definitely about drug law in Massachusetts and the scandal that happened over there a few years back. Wow. It's all I gotta say. I could not be more interested in it. I haven't gotten around to that vampire series on Netflix.
The Dracula one? The 3-parter?
Yeah, it's a 3-parter.
Oh, it's good. First two are fantastic if you like the Dracula. It's based off of Bram Stoker, whatever that classic Dracula. Yeah. It's based off that. The first 2 are fantastic. The third one, it's like it starts out back at the time where the guy went to go visit him in the castle. Can't remember his name. Starts out with that, and then it gets a little bit more modern in the second episode, and then the third one, it's in modern times. And to me, it just jumped the shark completely. It almost reminded me of one of them shows where they had a great idea, and then they got the money for it, but they didn't have enough content. So they slammed a bunch of crap in to fill the 3 episodes, But when they got to the modern day stuff, matter of fact, some of the reviews on it were, I wish I could quote them, but it was like, 1's great. 2nd, well, it's almost as good as 1, but 3rd, they should have stopped after 1. So, but anyway, that Dracula, it's a BBC produced thing, correct?
Okay.
Is that the one? But the first 2 are fantastic.
I thought it was a Netflix original. I'm not sure.
It may be a Netflix original. It may be.
I keep going to Shawshank Redemption and Goodfellas on YouTube. I mean on Netflix. I swear to God, I could watch those movies over and over and over again. Oh my God, I watch them. So between that and Seinfeld, 2.5 million times that I've watched each episode of Seinfeld, it's ridiculous. I've gone through literally all episodes of Seinfeld again, and I'm back to episode 1 again. And I promise you, in another few months, I'll be done with the whole thing again, and I'll start at 1 all over again.
Now, when you say this, this whole is it the sociology of this confuses me. I can't watch anything more than once. That when you say you're watching Seinfeld, are you actually sitting there and watching it, or is it just on in the background while you're cooking and going about your daily tasks?
No, sir.
You're actually sitting there and watching it.
Not only Dave. This is welcome to my head. Okay, welcome.
This is where we wanted to get
and how my brain works. I not only know the words to damn near every episode of Seinfeld. I laugh like I never seen it before. That's the funny part. You can watch me crack up, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna say this, blah 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 blah, and I'm like.
It was similar. I had a similar experience to that when Larry the Cable Guy. Everybody probably knows who he is, right? When he first came out back in the 2000s or whatever, and he was on that that redneck tour with Foxworthy and whatever his name. I just loved Larry the Cable Guy. Well, after a couple years of having his content, and it was the same show. It was the same hour and a half show that was recorded on tape for years. At the time I was doing tattoos for a living, so I would have this stuff playing in the background, and I'd be listening to this over and over. We'd laugh while we were doing it. Well, after he was done in his prime, and like 2 or 3 years later, I actually got a chance to see him in Rockford, which is a couple hours away from here. And I tell you what, I laughed like I had never heard, and I knew every word he was going to say in that show. But somehow that was still the funniest thing I'd ever seeing him live.
Like take Shawshank Redemption. I literally just finished it before again. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched that movie. Just finished watching again, and I'm like, oh, watch, this is the end. I like this part.
What's gonna happen?
He finds them in Mexico finally. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. I mean, you don't know that. Same thing with Goodfellas. I'm like, oh yeah, I like when he starts shooting at the kid at the table, and he's like, dance, and they're like, whoa, wait. He starts pointing the gun all over the place. I'm like, whoa, yo, what the? I love that stupid movie. Yeah,
I'm spoiled or something, or my attention span's not, because if I see the content's older than about 6 weeks, I don't even want to watch it. That was produced in 2019. Man, that's old. That content doesn't matter. It's not relevant.
That's how I am with the newer stuff. Yeah, if I see, that came out in 2000, I ain't watching that. Give me Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's one that I never, nothing. I don't find anything wrong with it, but for some reason I never got into it. Hype, probably a lot of times when there's hype around stuff, I avoid it like the plague, But
hey, Zach, what are you watching, my friend? What is being played?
He's muted again. Come on, Zach. Okay,
here we go.
I don't know. Kind of the same old stuff. Nothing new. I tried watching Tiger King. It's a good waste of time.
Oh yeah, that's waste.
I am deliberately. Let me just
stop you
there.
I don't know. I've been doing some
not watching that show deliberately. Tiger King. I'm deliberately not watching that show. I'm protesting that show.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not any good. I don't know why. I watched it just because of hype. I started and I tried and I forced myself, and I'm like, I know these people. I don't. This isn't entertainment to me. This is how.
I'm related to him. That's my kid.
Yeah. I don't want to start getting racist and but I know these people. I live in this. These people live in my community. They just don't have. Their cats are smaller. They're not. They're just not that big. Is the only real difference.
Hey, Mark. AJ wasn't offended, was he?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I moved the cat's chair. The cat's. I mean, I don't want to spoil, but it's still sleeping over there because all it does is sleep. It's over there on that chair. I just moved it out of camera for AJ's respect.
Yeah, good.
I can.
AJ doesn't care.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Zach. But
I'm gonna get my.
We can put her right front and center.
oh no! Just
look at that cat.
make sure Crusher and AJ you can't see this because
well,
Well, it's not my fault she didn't show up tonight, or AJ didn't show up. I mean, Sprinkles is here. What do you want me to do?
there it goes.
All right, be gone with you.
Okay, Zach. Sorry about that, my friend. I did. So what else other than a couple episodes of Tiger King? What else is going on?
I've been getting into some different podcasts. I get a kick out of Joe Rogan. He's fun to listen to.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been watching all week, Zach.
Yeah, Rogan's really good. I like him. And then I like some of the stand-up stuff that's come out on Netflix.
Yeah, some of it's been okay. Yeah.
Bert Kreischer, we've seen him live a couple of times. He's hilarious. Tom Segura was pretty good. It's going to be funny. So,
did anybody get into Peaky Blinders? Has anybody watched that?
My wife watched it. She was really into it, loved it.
It's kind of like.
Go ahead, finish your thought, Zach.
I tried it. It kind of was whatever that one that was on HBO. It was just a dumbed down version of that without Steve Buscemi.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
Boardwalk Empire.
Yes,
Yeah.
Boardwalk Empire. Yes. Oh God, I love that show too. Oh man, I love that show.
I really love Vikings, so I rewatched Vikings.
Vikings is good too. Well, you look like Vikings, yeah. So yeah, that worked. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to ESPN releasing that Michael Jordan thing.
Yeah, are you? Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that as well. Okay.
I've always loved Michael Jordan. I thought he's kind of a fascinating human.
Mhm.
And if it goes through his childhood, career, and some post-career stuff, I think it could be really interesting.
Yeah, I've heard some people, well, of course, the sports guys talk about it's kind of eerie seeing Kobe on there now talking and all that sort of thing. Kobe's a part of that as well, so it's interesting to see him on there talking.
Yeah, but I mean, aren't we kind of used to that now? Every time you turn ESPN on, that's one of that's the last big thing they have to talk. So that's still a big thing. Like, I want to see that. I want to see the mentor.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jordan maybe he wasn't a mentor. Really, that maybe wasn't his personality. But what I'm interested about is Jordan has done such a different thing than most professional athletes. He's kind of kept out of for the most part. You still know who he is. You still hear about golfing or whatever. We don't know that much about what else he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think if you're into sports enough, you know what Jordan. He's not really out of the spotlight. He's in the spotlight what seems like every week. I mean, he never quite gets that far out of it. I guess it just depends on how into sports you get. You know what I'm saying? Because Jordan just he's just in it all the time. I mean, I'm not a Jordan fan. I was always a Magic Johnson fan. I love the Lakers, and I was a Magic guy. I was a Magic and Kareem guy. Magic and Kareem, like, you know what I'm saying? This whole debate has been happening this week since the last episode. I guess someone at ESPN released what the top college basketball players ever, and Kareem should be at the top of all that list as the greatest college basketball player ever. I don't even know how you debate it. I mean, he's obviously the greatest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he lost what?
He's got to be in that. If not the greatest, he's got to be in that list of the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
part of the list. Yeah.
3 championships and 2 losses in his college career. Give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that boom, done. Drop the mic, walk off. I mean,
All of those lists, I'm kind of tired of reading the list.
Well, they got to have something to report. They got to have something.
So,
Yeah, they got to have something. It's
we had a fun one here. Yesterday was supposed to be. I got a major delay.
We can hear you okay, Zach.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, he's in bum frustrated.
I can't remember. I've got this weird delay. Joe is like 5 seconds delayed, so when he laughs, I just see him staring at the screen, and then 5 seconds later he's laughing.
Hey, at least there's no echo during your personal delay.
But yesterday was supposed to be Rocky's opening day, and they did a virtual thing of all the greatest moments from the past, 20 some years.
Yes, since '93. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
So, what do you think about some of these? Bum, have you heard about? Well, I'm a Dodgers fan, and we had our guy from bring in same division here. We had I can't think of his name right now, but he proposed an idea of having like an NHL style shootout. So anything past the 10th inning, I think maybe even including the 10th inning, having like a home run style derby type shootout.
Do you mean from now on?
No, for this season.
For this season.
Yeah. It would be a short season.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
They need to quit screwing with baseball. They've already whenever they bring the DH to the NL, I'm over it. The DH is the stupidest damn thing. And then now the new rule this year was supposed to be your pitcher has to go.
Yeah.
You can't switch that. Like, that's a weird pitching rule.
Batters or something like that, right?
They have to face 3 batters.
Yeah.
So you lose the whole lefty-righty strategy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of these new rule changes has been implemented for no other reason than to try to speed the game up.
Yeah.
Because the games are going longer and longer.
Right.
Yeah.
I can understand rule changes, but when you just keep tweaking the rules to try and make the game shorter, it's just so contrived.
Yeah.
Well, baseball's
what they should do. They should put in a rule that nobody can do more than like 2 fidgety things before they can
they've tried that, Mark. They
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's what slows it down. Is all that undoing your glove and spitting and all that obsessive compulsive stuff.
They should implement something called the Mike Hargrove rule. If you've ever watched Mike Hargrove in the 70s and early 80s for the Indians, that man went through a 60-second ritual, messing with his batting, pulling each finger of his batting glove and doing this. And
they should put instead of a shot clock, they should have a batting clock. You got
they've talked about that. Yeah,
a batting clock. If you use more time, then it's a strike.
And don't they have that in the minors? I haven't been a minor league game in a while, but I think they might have.
I don't know if they pushed it through. My thing is, baseball is like a good classic Pilsner. Like, it's just tried and true. You love it for what it is. And when somebody adds something to it, you're like, nah, let's go back to the original way. It was better that way. Football is like a stout where they throw all kinds of Fruit Loops and brownies and
so the random
almonds.
Are they random?
All this shit.
I like that analogy.
The NFL is such a damn circus joke anymore that, like, I don't even care about the NFL because they've added much and that it's not even entertaining. I would much rather the classic game.
You know what, Zach? On that note, you brought up classic Pilsner and that sort of thing. Ron was on here earlier, and he had a IPL. What do you think about the India Pale lagers? I don't see too many India Pale lagers. But what's your thoughts on the India
Just
lager?
spilled one on myself. I like them. They're good. They're hoppy, but not too hoppy.
Just stop there. That's a perfect
It's
review.
Like, kind of like that Brute IPA thing. They have a ton of stuff.
Yeah, in case you don't remember, Dave and Bum might be brothers because they give about the same beer description.
I've taken over for Dave in your absence on the show, Dave. I've taken over for you in the 2-word beer description.
I appreciate it because these guys need to know when beer is good.
And
As a matter of fact, I just cracked this open. It's good.
Dave, I've one-upped you. This Sierra Nevada barrel-aged narwhal. Here's my 3-word description. It's damn good.
Oh, nice. Well, I just opened up this backwoods bastard, which it's a fantastic beer in its own right, but I wouldn't suggest drinking it after a KBS. I really wouldn't, because
well, the only problem with
it gives you a little bit of a headache with the confusion about what's going on with beer.
We haven't had anyone that's drank a lot of beer with babies in it anymore.
Oh, yeah. Ground up babies make the best beer. There's no doubt about it.
The old breakfast.
I use that every time I drink a Founder's Breakfast. I was like, made with fresh babies.
Yeah,
that is not a baby. See that's what I'm drinking. Not a baby.
Yeah, not a baby.
No.
Yeah,
not as good. I mean, it's a fantastic beer. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah,
I wouldn't suggest following that with which they don't put it on the list. I'm pretty sure this is made up of ground up baby. Because
probably
I think they babies and just let them age. Think they use like teenagers. Yeah, I don't think they use older babies. I think they ground the babies up and then barrel age it. I don't think they let the babies age and then
more surface.
I don't think
There's more surface area for the barrel age.
Are they? I haven't even looked at a breakfast stout bottle because it's stuff I got. Still buy a lot of stuff when I buy it, but are they still using that baby on their label?
Oh yeah, same baby. Yeah,
because I got in trouble for that for a little while.
Yeah,
it's still the same baby.
Still the same baby. Nice. I'm glad they stuck with it.
So let me ask, how's the gas prices in everyone's area? Zach, what's the gas prices looking like in your area?
I think like 145.
Oh, really?
Wow. You're jailed for knowing that. You're not supposed to leave your house.
Right. Yeah. What's it looking like in your area, Dave?
I haven't left my house.
He still has no idea. Mark, what about you, my friend?
Anywhere from 145 to 170 is kind of the normal now.
Wow, that's damn good. And Bum?
Yeah, the last time I gassed up, which was like probably Saturday, it was in Pennsylvania. It was still in the upper $2, $2.20, $2.30.
Yeah. Okay. We're about the same then.
It's the internet tells me that it's about 198 here.
Okay.
Which we're normally pretty high here. We're close to Chicago for some reason. Midwest, they tell us they put all kinds of additives in Midwest gas because of the winter, but it's more expensive in the winter. It gets cheaper in the summer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just the taxes.
It's about $2 is what the internet said.
It's more excuses, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get to some comments real quick, man. We got Craig in there. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Greg.
Safe and well. Love the coach. And we have Cregan in here. Look nice, looks tasty. So something must have been
Everything we drink.
Or a beer or something. Chad says gas price is low. Some places are $1.79 a gallon. So that's good. That's fantastic. Actually, it's not that low in my area. Like I said, it's $2.20 to $2.30 here.
I don't know what you're doing there. Ticker tape looks fantastic. That makes it important.
Yeah, exactly right. Sterilize that brew pub, Zach. That's from Jay Vega.
Only the best for malt liquor.
Exactly. Now, Zach, will you ever get to a point where you start selling malt liquor out of there? Packaged malt liquor?
Fuck yes, he will. If malt liquor goes up to $100 a gallon, you kidding me? Zach's making that shit all day long.
I don't know. Isn't it all malt liquor?
See?
Yeah. It's all malt liquor in the end.
In the end, yeah. Okay. Chad says, Joe D, get a porta potty if you are concerned about public restrooms, aka your beer bottles. Okay. Yeah, that don't fly too good when you're in a truck, that's for sure. Last thing people want to see is a beer bottle. I slap the bass daily, says Jay Vega. Vega, do you slap the bass or slap the flute? Rest in peace, Bill Withers, man. Absolutely, man. That was definitely, what was he, 81, right?
Yeah, 81.
I mean, Lean on Me, definitely a big song.
Oh yeah.
He had to. It made me. His passing made me think. Boy, I don't have any LPs from.
No, I don't either.
From Withers, so I'm gonna have to get one in the collection. I skinned the flute bum. Quote, it's good, Dave. That's from Prophet, man. We got the Prophet in here.
That's a good beer review right there.
Whatever happened to Gary Cooper and Melissa Cooper from the I'm a So Fast?
Yeah.
They don't do YouTube videos anymore.
I remember them.
They don't?
No, they stopped doing YouTube a few months ago at least. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember showing one of their videos on here. Seems like not too long ago. It could have been months.
Yeah. A couple months ago. I think they're still active on here, just not consistently.
They
did it
over the years.
They did it for years.
Consistently not done videos. They have like a period where they'll stop, and then the next thing you know, they're back, and then they stop.
They still post a fair amount on Instagram. It seems like.
Yeah, because I follow them on Instagram as well as Zach's recipes. Man, Zach posts a lot of good food on Instagram as well. I checked that out.
Yeah, we cook a lot of.
Our Zach.
Yeah, some of the.
That's interesting. Okay, I'll check out Zach's page.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something because I tell you, I don't want to pat my own back, but I'm the king of kitchen gadgets. I got them all. Have any of you five experienced sous vide cooking? Are you familiar with this method of cooking? Do you use it?
Sous vide is awesome.
Mark,
oh my God.
Out of us, right? Well, Zach does a pretty good job too, but Mark actually is the cooker. I would say more consistent on this show.
Steak, nothing like a steak and sous vide and then sear it.
Nothing like it. I mean, it is incredible. I've messed with other foods dealing with them, and it's not my real. But steak in with a sous vide machine. I mean, it's worth the $150 or a couple hundred, but whatever it is to get just to cook steak, and that's what we use it for. Oh my God!
Burgers are really good too. And what you need to do is you get a meat grinder and you grind your own steak, but you do like a nice thick, almost like not quite chili grind, but pretty thick grind on the burgers. And you put
I'm getting a little chub. I'm gonna have to warn you. You might have to settle it down just a little bit.
We grind all our own beef with brisket and top sirloin.
I'm on.
There's nothing like grinding your own beef.
Yeah.
I've heard enough. I'm gonna grind my own beef.
Whoa, on camera or
Well, okay, yeah. Well, I don't have the grinder yet, but I will.
Yeah. Hey, if you need a suggestion for a grinder, Dave, let me know. We have one
Yes,
that
well,
works well.
put it out there. Let's go with it. I'm writing things down right here. I don't know if you guys can see.
I grindmymeat.com. Is
Yeah,
that a membership only
I'm gonna find the
website?
name of it. Actually, I'll show it to you.
Whoa! Whoa!
Let's see it.
Whoa! He's gonna
Your hand's stuck in that. I hear that's a problem.
Is this the first Mark is showing us he's
Mark's fucking traveling, ain't he?
grinder?
I don't think he's traveling.
Is this
Ready? Here's my grinder.
Whoa!
While we're doing this, hold on, while we're doing this, if any this there's a guy's named Sous Vide Everything is his name of his YouTube channel. This guy will convince you on sous vide if you ain't heard it. This guy is entertaining as hell. He's got some great YouTube content, and he sous vides everything.
Yep.
So, okay, what do you got, Mark?
It's a Tassin, TASIN, TS109, TS108 grinder.
Mincer, it says.
Yeah, it says mincer and grinder, but if you look in that little oval over there, it says Tassin, TASIN.
TASIN TS108. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, roughly talking about.
It's about $200, $180.
A couple $100.
And yeah, you can.
That'll do it.
You can grind meat, and you can also stuff your own sausage if you want.
And who doesn't like to stuff their own sausage, especially during a pandemic? You cannot count on anybody to stuff your sausage out there. You have to. This is an age of self-reliance.
Stuff your own sausage, grind you, and you can make cat food for sprinkles.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for sure. I'm gonna make that beast some food.
He makes his own cat food, so he grinds a lot.
Yep, because
he grinds a lot of meat.
Yes,
we make the cat food. We make cat food with our grinder.
Yeah,
but yeah.
You know what? All kidding aside, I may reach out to you to see what's going on there because this cat is not young. And well, anyway, I had some health issues with her when I got her, and I've been food is getting scarce. If any of you guys have pets, but I'm getting, my dog I feed special food, my cat I feed special food to, and it's not readily available in this area, and it's getting a little difficult. I've got orders placed out there. If it shows up, it'll come in. So in all honesty, I may actually reach out to you about that. Grinding your own pet food
Dave,
thing, because
I don't have any pets, but I have been dating.
Right. Yeah, and getting food to them for them is difficult, is it not?
Yeah, food for days.
You can't feed them little brown balls that you got to feed them, or just there's only so many to go around before involved. You have to get
Then if you ask about stuff and sausage, I mean that's just
these are real problems.
Yeah, these are real. Is that what you're gonna say earlier, man?
Oh, I love the sous vide, but my favorite way to cook the steaks anymore is I got a pizza oven, and I put the cast iron in the pizza oven at about 750, 800 degrees. Pull that out, put the steak in there with butter, garlic.
I heard about that.
Thyme.
You have a pizza oven that goes to 800 degrees?
Oh, the
oven will go to about 930.
Almost to 900 degrees. Yeah.
Oh, it'll go to 930, no problem.
Yeah.
But cooking wise,
combine that with a sous vide, and you're in business, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the way. So the sous vide's great, but when I'm doing that outdoor cooking, I like to do like a reverse sear with the smoker. So smoke it till it's like 5 degrees below rare, and then just sear the shit out of it.
Now, Zach, is that a wood or wood pallet, or how does that fit your pizza oven?
It's got wood. We just load up the back of it with some oak or mesquite or hickory.
What brand? I'm kind of curious. I looked into
that's that Uni oven that you've seen.
So you like it?
I got the bigger one though.
Okay.
And you want to get the big one.
Okay.
And so the back part just comes. It's got like a little door that you can start a little bit of charcoal in there, and then you put your logs in there, and man, it's great.
Yeah, it gets really good reviews.
And it's fun. It's quick. Like it's just a cool thing to have for the backyard. It weighs like 60 something pounds, but you can cook about a 15-inch pizza on there.
Yeah, and that's the key to cooking pizza is that nice hot oven, because your pizza should only cook like a couple of minutes, literally. I mean, in order to get that nice crust, it needs to cook fast and hot. Yeah.
And truly, that's a friend of mine, same guy that used to own that guitar, used to be a chef at a fairly good local restaurant. And that was something he had always touched on, as opposed to what he was doing when he was working there, as opposed to what we do at home, was that the equipment got so much hotter and things more controllable. I don't know, hotter for sure, and a lot of the kitchen appliances we have just don't go that hot. That's why I was so surprised that this thing gets to 800 degrees that you're cooking pizza in, because that was one thing he always stressed, was that these appliances we use at home, they just don't get as hot as the stuff that I'm using in the shop.
Right.
And these pizza ovens are pretty affordable. I think mine was
is it billed as a
What was that?
It's billed as a pizza. It's a pizza oven, is how it's marketed.
Look them up.
Yeah, Joe
Electric.
Joe probably pull it up and share on his screen.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
No, it's a wood-fired pizza oven.
Oh,
but
wood-fired.
It's designed to be semi-portable. It's still big. You're not carrying it around anywhere, but yeah, they're fun.
Now, which is it? The Uni 16 or?
I have the Uni Pro.
The Uni Pro. Okay, let me show this one, because now the Pro I'm not familiar with. I'm familiar with the more smaller one, but this one's pretty cool. I like this one that you got here.
For the extra $200, I mean, you get size to do an actual size human pizza.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, that's what you're dealing with?
Yeah, they're rated really good, man.
So how big is it? Is it like as big as a grill or what?
So
that looks massive.
I think it's probably 29 inches long.
Okay.
And then it's probably, leg to top of that, it's probably 14 inches. And then it's probably about 21 inches wide. And then your cooking surface inside is 16 by 16.
Okay. All right. Wow.
And in the back of it is where you put your fire.
Okay. Wow.
So there's a little door there on the back angle of that holds. You can put a couple of logs of wood in there, small little chunks or whatever. Now with these, they have it where you could hook it to gas, or you could have it pellet fed. I personally like being able to choose my wood, so.
Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't? I
mean,
but a bump, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've
never even heard of that. That's a neat idea.
Oh,
yeah, but are we going to talk about $600 for a kitchen gadget?
Yeah. Well, this is an actual backyard gadget.
This is outdoor kitchen territory. Is what. Speaking of which, has anybody seen Guy Fieri's kitchen that he's? No. He's got a nice one.
You don't want to use this inside at all. It's
right.
No.
This is meant for, but it's definitely now this one that he's showing.
Excuse me, 700.
Yeah, there's other models. There's
some that are a package that come with a couple of things with them, but
yeah,
they have a smaller one that I think is.
This is the one right here, the Uni.
And what did you say you were using wood? You said.
Yeah, they're all wood.
Yeah, I use wood and charcoal.
I mean, what kind of?
See,
what kind of wood? The fuel cost is not worth talking about. I assume to get it up to 800-900 degrees.
No, I mean, what's a piece of oak cost you? I mean,
That'll do
or
it.
like that.
That's
Yeah, I use oak or hickory. A good hardwood.
See how it says here, Dave? So it's ready to cook in 10 minutes. I mean, this particular model right here, the Uni 3, is really small. It's compact. So when you're putting wood in there, it reaches temperature really quick. And and this one right here hits 932 degrees.
wow.
So it'll cook a pizza in 60 seconds.
Nice. Who don't like a 60-second pizza? Am I right? Give me a fist bump on that one, fellas.
They are
crazy.
Just do yourself a favor and look up the Unis, OONI, right? Uni wood fire pizzas. And look up the reviews on them. They're the highest rated, or one of the.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, you don't have a business that charges $700-800 for a pizza oven if it ain't great. You know, I mean, that's there's no doubt in my mind that
it's solid construction. My dad has a huge pizza oven that, I mean, like a commercial outdoor wood fired pizza oven that's probably 4 times the size of that, all built out of concrete and stone. And, he spent a couple of grand on it, and
now
they cook about the same.
Can I ask? Does your dad? I mean, what was his? God, I hate to say his reasoning for the expense, but I mean, is he a pizza guy? What justified it for him?
He built himself an outdoor kitchen for his 65th birthday.
Nice. Okay.
And just he's a construction guy, so he built it all. He built it all himself. But so he got the big pizza oven, and now we do big family pizza nights. But he gets little cast iron dishes, and they're the individual little serving ones, and wood fired blueberry pies.
Oh man. You're gonna have to settle down a little bit. I hate to say that I'm chubbing up. I'm chubbing up again. Sorry.
I thought I heard a little knock on the bottom of that table.
You did. It kind of sounded like a woodpecker. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey,
this is my jam right here.
You might have to invest in one of these desks like I got here. This can be a standing desk if I need it to be. So.
I may have to. I'm not saying it's against it. I mean, so I have to add that into the price of the Uni, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
stand up because of ergonomic reasons.
Exactly. Yeah. In case your temperature rises, thermometer goes up,
among other things.
Yes,
rising.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let me see.
So, speaking of that, not to barrel. Has anybody seen anywhere?
What?
Barrick.
No, Barrick, no more. No. He moved.
Remember how upset he used to get when you two would switch over to photography? Or not upset, that's not the correct word, but he would just be like, I'm gonna go fucking pet or whatever, you know. Yeah. This is what reminds me is that we're geeking out on cooking right here, and it reminds me how Barrick used to just get so turned off by you guys geeking out on photography.
Yeah, all we had to do is, well, as a matter of fact, I think I purposely used to do it only in the last 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
So Barrick
used to wait.
Out. Yeah, he could just tune right out. Yeah, because he hated that so much.
Yeah, he hated it. It used to it entertained me because I like when people are interested, and it really, whether I'm interested or not, I love to see people's enthusiasm about something that's interesting. Unless it's something that upsets me, of course, like everybody. If it upsets you, you're not going to be happy with people. But
he was a dear friend of the show. He went back to Michigan.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and then he moved. He stayed there for a while, and then moved back to Florida. And he was playing with a church choir or something, or a church, some sort of church band or group.
He got remarried recently.
Oh no,
he did.
Him and Lori,
I think
not a thing anymore.
Married to somebody else.
Oh yeah, no, they split up a while back. Yeah.
Man, I hate to hear that.
I see him I follow him every once, kind of here and there on Facebook. I see posts by him every once in a while on Facebook.
Did he hang on to that property he had in the Bahamas or wherever?
I think so. I think he still has that. little piece on little
Yeah, he
island.
liked to go down there. Heck, he even did some live video from there and
Yeah.
did a beer review, I think, from down there or something, if I
Yeah.
remember right.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's too bad. I used to enjoy him. I mean, he was a staple back in the time when I used to come in
Yeah.
all the time. Zach, I mean, everybody that's here. Bum came in a little bit after that, but he was involved. But Zach and Mark and Joe, of course, Joe and Mark have always been here, and that's he hasn't popped back in.
What is it, 2020? When did we start this thing, Joe? 2000? No, 11 years, man. I tell you.
It's been
We talk about nothing important. 10 years later, very.
Well, we had a meetup. What's it been now, Zach? A couple years ago that we went to the GABF.
Probably 3 years.
Is it 3 years now? Yeah.
2017. So yeah, a little over two and a half years ago.
Yeah. And so we all finally went to GABF, and that was an experience. I'm probably not going to do it again, but at least we can say we did it one time. Well, we'll probably never get the opportunity to do it again now. Who knows? I don't know.
Joe met the most beautiful pole.
That pole was so amazing. It's still with me. Yeah. I ran into the biggest, hardest pole I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Pole as in Pole. You ran right into the biggest, hardest one you've ever seen, is what you're telling us.
Biggest and hardest pole I've ever seen.
Okay. Yes. I'm glad you can get away with saying shit like that because I can't. No way.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
I'm sure it was.
Vega says Joe D can't read.
That's
and
a fact. Everybody knows that. Don't be
says,
typing things like that. I'm trying to embarrass you, man.
No jumper are my favorite No jumper are my favorite broadcasters. That haze is COVID remnants. So the haze that was in what's his name's beer, remember we were talking about that. Bubblegum in the packs of baseball cards is what Chad was referencing. And then of course, Call Me. There you go. That satisfies Bum right there. Monster Bader has a fantastic Instagram. I'm not even going there. I don't want to know. Don't want to go there.
I do.
And he says thanks right back. Yeah, he thinks it as he's probably blushing after that. I'm watching Share a Beer. That's what Chad says. Thank you very much, man. That's what Chad's watching while he's at home. Sorry, guys. Back now. There's Shawshank is my best film.
Oh, for crying out loud. Don't swing from his nuts. I mean, we all like Joe, but you don't have to do that.
Joey Diaz is the truth. He's not Italian. He's Cuban. Yeah, watch the show, man. It's a pretty decent show, Vega. I think we covered that part, right? Absolutely at J Vega. RE News, right? Referencing the news. I like watching Ralph Rifleman. Yes, I love Rifleman. Right? Who remembers the intro on the Rifleman is classic.
Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I've been away for a while. Everybody is aware of this, but do you guys do best comment of the day? Because you would think a simple comment like that would be passed off as a norm, but with Joe's reaction, let's qualify that one as the best comment of the day. I mean, he got involved in everything in that one.
You don't remember the Rifleman, the beginning?
Oh, sure I do. Yeah, I've just never had a reaction like that.
And then he gives it the old freaking. He flips the rifle around like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
It's great. I love that show, man. As a kid, I used to watch it all the time. DMT. I don't know what DMT is.
That's a Joe Rogan reference. I'm sure of it. Joe Rogan discusses that frequently.
Joe Rogan. Never.
Psychedelic, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the chemical where everybody's heard of licking frogs. They don't actually lick them. It's the chemical they excrete from frogs that they end up smoking it. But DMT is that chemical, yes.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
That's what a friend told me.
Psychedelic. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's 2020. You do what you want.
Look frogs as much as you want.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not. That's as far as I'm going with that.
Mm-hmm.
He's fast with that rifle, man. You bet.
Who's fast?
Chuck Connors, man.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking Joe D. Because that looked pretty quick to me. I think. Hey, I mean, I'm not that familiar with the shows
above the table, so we don't know what kind of rifle we're talking about here. I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Kind of fast with that rifle. He was talking about grinding meat and sous vide. I don't know. There's a lot of meat conversation happening. I watch a lot of reptile breeders on YouTube.
Yeah, these comments are definitely not. You know how we were talking about timing earlier? Yeah. The comments certainly matter. The timing, don't they? Because for somebody that randomly, I watch lots of reptile breeders on YouTube. I mean, that's cool.
Her name was Dolores. I like Sierra Nevada torpedo.
Another perfect example.
That follows all the.
That probably related with something we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. That is great. I think in Chandler, Arizona, it's $2.47 a gallon.
We're gonna say gas prices in case anybody's confused.
Yeah, right. Kobe had a
crown on his arm. He was buried in Al Corona, California. Oh, a Corona link.
Yeah, a Corona. Yeah. I have Michael Jordan's rookie card, and now it's not worth much.
Okay.
Jordan's baseball rookie card, that is. Gas was free this week for me because I got travel pay for going to a Father Hansford's. I'm not familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the last comment.
I think Chad must be like the king of grocery store. He goes everywhere. He works all the grocery stores.
He works in the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's that. You know, maybe he does it for work.
Probably got to go cover another store or something. Yeah.
Has to check out their stuff as well.
57 cents a mile. You could pay for a tank of gas pretty fast.
Exactly right. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. Great show. Long one today, but good show.
Yeah.
We're not going to do the whole Rod J marathon show today, I hope. So good to see you, Zach. Man, good to see not Brandon. Dave. No, but
Ruben.
Thank you.
Ruben, yeah.
Ruben, yeah. He's it's been a few years for Ruben. Yeah, he hasn't been on in a while. So
yeah, because
he grew up and got a life, unlike us. He's actually like doing something.
Yeah. Now, Ruben, we were talking. Was it just last week about people that have taken a leave for a while and coming back? And Ruben's one of them. He left for a while, became a monk.
Yeah.
And
I love a good Reuben sandwich.
Ruben was here a year ago when we did show number 500.
Yeah, that's right. He was.
Yeah.
No, Ruben, guy. It's good to see him back as well. And Zach, good to see you as well. Good health to everybody, man. Wish everyone good health. Everyone in the chat that jumped in. Good to see you guys. Peace out, man. We'll see you next week. Right here, end of week 5. So,
man, who knows?
We'll see where we're at. Take care, man. See you.
All right.